Okay, are we on now? Let's go, baby. Let me make sure. Let me check my. Oh God, that's very loud. I got my headphones in. If you guys can hear me. Now, as you can see, we have ads again. Uh, just let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. Just I want to make sure. I always want to make sure before I start because I don't want to be talking. Because the last podcast we did on Sunday, it was not connected. So just put in the comments really quick or the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Please help me. Okay, you can hear it. All right, good. Thank you, Steele, so much. All right, wait, I gotta. Okay, here we are. All right, we got the live chat up here. Welcome, 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 everybody, to another Q&A. We got 50 people in. Started 64 seconds ago. Let's go. Make sure that you smash that like button. Hell yeah. So if you guys noticed the ad, for the last video too, I did recently get monetized again. So let's go, baby. Let's go. So I will be, it's been a long process. You guys have been there through everything, helping me get it back, and where we were back in the beginning of February, I did not think I'd be back here again, doing this live stream, getting monetized again. Now, I was still going to do it without being monetized. Like, I was even debating on whether or not I should do it because I was doing fine without it. But, I need to get that money back up again. So, because just working at the post office, it's enough to live. It's definitely a livable wage. But if I really want to be able to afford everything, I gotta have this YouTube thing on the side. So it really does help getting those paychecks. I'm not gonna be a liar on YouTube and says like, oh, the money doesn't matter. It really does matter. Mostly every YouTuber does it. They don't start like that, but it does definitely end that way. I don't even need to be wearing headphones. I don't know why I'm wearing them, but yeah, it's definitely a job. I'm not trying to say that's it's the most important thing because, like I said, I was doing it. Spotify's been working really well. I had record shattering numbers on Spotify in that Shrooms video. But yeah, so we got 65 people here now. But yeah, it just feels good to be back to normal. We were off for three months total, and then that 3 weeks where I just couldn't do anything. Oh, that was terrible. It felt like a part of me went missing. But I accepted it, and then it came back, and I was like, oh, okay, well, it took me a while to accept it. Well, no, it didn't really take me a while to accept that it was gone. But, that first week was definitely stressful. It wasn't only that. My grandpa went to the hospital, a skunk sprayed in my car. Like, that was just a bad week for me. And it's also a bad week this week, too, because we lost Red Lobster. What the fuck? Why is no more Cheddar Bay biscuits? What the fuck is up with that shit, bro? What the fuck? How am I supposed to survive without Red Lobster? I wasn't even going there that much, but I was just there like 2 months ago, and it was amazing. It was like the best Red Lobster I've had. Now to know that they're gone, like, oh man, or they're going to leave. Won't be able to get those damn fucking Cheddar Bay biscuits anymore. And then also, if you guys watch sports inside the NBA, the next season will be the last Inside the NBA season, which is the greatest sports show on television, by the way. So yeah, it's definitely tragic. But all right, yes, I notice you, gamer guy. I notice you. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people call me Trip Daddy. I notice. I always tend to heart those comments that I get. Yeah, rip Red Lobster, dude. It's definitely so tragic. All right, you're on Hawaiian Baby Wood Roast. Don't panic. Also, if you have to pee, you're not going to be able to, just so you know. Whatever happened to trip reports? Yeah, I got a lot of questions asked about that recently. Yeah, I don't know. I know he was in school when he was making his stuff. If you guys don't remember trip reports, he was featured in some of our videos. He was in the original Trip Sitters, back when Blurry set us all up. But yeah, he's a very good guy. I don't know. He must have just got busy with school. I mean, it happens, you have to really focus a big part of your life to this if you want to do it. Like I'm doing this after work. I'm I'm off work tomorrow. I do this on my days off and, you know, after work. And yeah, it's definitely a big part of your job. That's why, you know, when you're working so hard on it, you want to, you know, reap the benefits of it. And that's why just losing all that and not being able to is like a big part of my life, you know. So I create up until that point. But that just goes to show you anything can go at any time. But no, it's not Dave Portnoy in the thumbnail. I don't like that guy. I used to like him, but now I hate the way he rates pizzas. It's terrible. Just fucking, I don't know. Not the best. I honestly, if I was a pizza rating guy, I'd probably give everything a 10 because I just love pizza. Neon Caveman says, love Morning Glories back in the day, but find real stuff if you can. Way bigger body load in LSA. Yeah, Morning Glories are definitely way better than Hawaiian Baby Wood Roast, but the only downside is that you have to do way more, and that can be, yeah. What's my opinion on weed and Ritalin Psychosis? Are you talking about like the at the same time or separately? Because that sounds horrible, honestly. An amphetamine mixed with weed, like, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I wish I could tell you how to harden a silver ring. Maybe you should ask Jeff Bezos that question because he seems to know everything. He's got all the money. If he doesn't know the answer, he can definitely fucking pay for it. We got 84 people in here now. Let's get to 100, bro. Let's get to 100. I'm definitely not going to reach the numbers of Tom Grossi Comedy or Brandon Perna, but I will. Hey, we getting some loyal viewers in here. We started 6-7 minutes ago. Yeah, let's go, baby. We got more people. Just keep on putting in the chat, you know, just keep on asking questions. We're going to ask questions. I got 2 trip reports ready here, so you know I'll answer a couple and then we'll read one and then we'll go over it or whatever we decide to do. Maybe not, we'll see. And then we'll do some more Q&A and then we'll read the next one, the last one, and then we'll do the Q&A. It's basically going to be a Q&A with 2 trip reports, so it's just a hangout spot. Yeah. Oh, shout out Hans Duplessis. Thank you for joining. Yeah, these if you guys are just joining in, I did recently get remonetized again, so my memberships are back up if you want to support the channel. I hate saying that. Like, that's I feel disgusting just saying, if you want to support the channel, go on Patreon or do my YouTube membership. Like, bitch, nah, I'm here for all of you. The money is a nice added effect, though. That really is a good thing. I just can't imagine what Mr. Beast fucking rakes in, dude. It's got to be billions because, dude, he gets 100, 200 million views per video, and they're like pretty long too. So I got him that plus brand deals, dude. He put his chocolate bar brand on the Charlotte Hornets jersey. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, thank you for joining in. All right, thank you for being loyal, Dan Gunther. I see you. Thank you, Psychonaut Marine. Shout out, Psychonaut Marine. Always loyal. You're very loyal. Thank you. Also, if I have to pee here at some point, just let me do it because it's gonna happen. Bad Drag says, "Yo, Trip Daddy, what's the craziest drug you've done?" Now, the craziest drug I've done, I know that's a different question because I usually get what's the craziest trip I've had or what craziest experience. But the craziest drug, honestly, it was probably that time I did Ethlad, or I forgot what it was. I think it was Ethlad, but it was a green. I've been over this before. If you guys have known this, I've gone over it a couple times. It was the green substance. It was like a powder. I don't know what it was. Whatever that was, I took it, and I saw Halloween 2018 in theaters for the second time because I thought it would be better on when my mind is altered, but it just honestly got way worse. So yeah, horrible movie. But yeah, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I started driving home from the theater, and the lanes were swirling. I'm like, oh shit, this is actually going on. Because back then I would just take whatever was given to me, you know. But now it's like, okay, I gotta watch what the hell I'm taking. But yeah, so what's my job? I work at the post office full time. I'm going to boof 100 Datura seeds to the stream. Hey, let's go for it, baby. We at 93. Let's get to 100. Also, like the stream. Let's get more people. Strongest psychedelic I've tried. Honestly, it's probably what? strongest psychedelic was. Oh, it was definitely the Hawaiian Baby Wood Roast. I know you guys are talking about Hawaiian Baby Wood Roast in here. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to sleep, honestly. So if you can just if you have like any sleeping medication, like I have hydroxyzine, and that it's not for sleep, it's for anxiety, but I don't use it for anxiety because it does not. I mean, it just makes me so tired. So that knocks you out whenever. Like now that I'm prescribed Vyvanse, I know I'll be up, so I got to take it like an hour before I want to go to bed, and an hour later, hey, I'm in bed and I'm going. Because usually you guys know with amphetamines, you're going to be up. You know, you're going to be up. But, you know, depends when you take it, though. I even see the thing with hydroxyzine, when I did this first Q&A, that was the first time when I got prescribed Vyvanse, I did it. I took it at like 5, and I fell asleep because I took hydroxyzine. I fell asleep at like 12. So it's a very powerful sleeping medication, for real. But it does make me feel like shit the next day. So, yeah, just so you guys know. We also have Miller High Lifes here. Oh, Overfly. Fuck. Good thing I caught that on my mouth. I fucking put my mouth on it like a what? Oh boy. Yeah, Miller High Lifes are so good. I want them to sponsor me so bad. Like I've actually asked them. I asked them twice, and they both times they said they're not looking for one right now. So actually, what I want you guys to do, if you guys are really for this, go spam Miller High Life on Instagram or wherever, and say, make Tripkeeper your sponsor. Make Tripkeeper your sponsor. Just spam that. I want them to do it, because maybe that'll get them to do it. Because I will definitely. I mean, I sponsor them enough with how much I drink it on the fucking, just in daily life and on the second channel. But yeah, I'm drinking it now. It's just like such a good beer, dude. It's the best beer of all time. I feel like I'm cheating on it if I get something else. But last time I got a different beer was at this Italian restaurant like a couple weeks ago. I got a Michelob Ultra. Yeah, I think it was Soylent Green. I really gotta look at these questions. That's why I came on here. You ever think about doing trip reports from your experiences? I actually have. If you go look at my personal trip reports playlist, you'll see those are all mine. Wait, where the hell? Okay, wow, yeah, we got a lot. Always turn on your ad block. Yeah, I know YouTube cracked down on that, didn't they? Currently tripping balls on acid. How we doing? Yo, we doing really good, bruh. We doing really good. Trip Daddy, did you ever take the RAADSR for the autism confirmation? I did do the one IDR Labs one. I don't know if I did that specific one, but it said I showed moderate symptoms, I think, or something. What's your opinion on entities seen on substances? I think that's actually what real life is like, if I'm being completely honest, because especially with DMT, like I feel like those are definitely the entities that created this universe, because they are in our brain. The DMT is naturally in our brain. Same with melatonin, very similar chemicals, just very different effects. But I mean, not so much. You're basically dreaming DMT. And then DMT, you're actually experiencing it, you know, so that's the difference between it. But, yeah, no, I think they definitely, like, they had a hand in this universe. Like, why would they, now logical people, you know, I could say I'm a very logical person, but when it comes to this, logic tends to get thrown out the window with this, because you have no idea what the hell. Like, you're just getting that immediate DMT release into your brain, and these entities are coming to you and saying, like, and you got to try to, like, decipher it, and you're just like, what the fuck? And that's why nobody can explain it. It's very difficult, but I do think they are the creators of our universe. If there is a gods, I think they had something to do with it. What's the most pungent thing you smelled from a package at your job? Oh, the worst one actually happened recently. Actually, when I got my YouTube channel terminated. So that was another bad thing that happened that day. This person ordered like some sort of tea. It smelled like, oh, dude, it was leaking. It was vinegar all over. It smelled out through the whole office. Oh my god, it was so bad. I had to put it in a bag, and I delivered. I didn't even deliver it. I had to keep it there. I'm like, bitch, I'm not even delivering this. It leaked all on the fucking ground. Like, even mopping it up didn't do anything. It was so bad. I was so pissed because I mean, I don't know if it was kombucha or not. I love kombucha, but whatever they ordered was not safe in there, or not safe to drink, especially. I don't know why people order shit like that. It's so stupid. I smoked something called Hookah Blast once and saw 7 or 8 of everything for like 15 minutes. LOL, it was unexpected. Yeah, that definitely sounds like, I mean, you're blasting off into hookah land. Also, shout out, thank you for joining. Railing delouded right now. Oh boy. Have you ever taken Datura? No, I haven't, and I don't plan on it. Bean says, yo, Trip Keeper, do you play any instruments? I do play the guitar. I haven't played that in a while, but I do play it. Once I get back to it, though, it'll be good. I just got to get back to it. I know that you like Miller High Life, but have you ever tried Hofbräu beer? Actually, I have. That's actually a good beer. I did like that one. I got it once. I thought it was pretty good. It's hard for me not to like a beer. I do not like IPAs though. Do you prefer uppers or downers? Uppers for sure. I'm always looking to be on an upper. Wait, does the post office not PP test? Yeah, actually it doesn't anymore. They used to when I started, they did, and I wasn't really smoking at that time, so I passed pretty easily. I was still worried about it. You get that anxiety, even though you know you're gonna pass. You're like, shit, I don't know, did I like smoke weed when I didn't know? I didn't know what was gonna happen, but yeah, I passed. The amount of pee I've had to give my friends to take in, like I had to do it for my one friend that I did the shrooms with a couple weekends ago. He had to come over and grab my pee, and I forgot. He told me he was gonna come the day before, and I just totally forgot, and I peed like crazy before he got there. And then he was just sitting outside my house. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing here? And he's like, dude, I'm ready to pick up the pee. I'm like, what? And I just went, so I didn't have it ready, so I was like down in like 5 fucking waters. I was trying to drink as much as I could, and I went in there and I fucking grabbed a bottle, and I peed out a whole bunch. He had to sit there for like 30 minutes though outside. I said, do not come in, dude. I'm not ready for this. I totally forgot you were ready to come here. But yeah, I ended up getting enough pee out. It was like, it wasn't a lot, but after he left, that's when I started really going. I'm like, dude, I had to pee the whole rest of the day. But of course, when he needed it most, I only got a little bit out. But it was enough. If Cruz Busetti says, if you were at gunpoint and had to choose between high dose Datura or high dose DPH, which would you choose? Now I've always said that DPH is worse, just because it's for just the accessibility of it. But I would definitely choose the DPH to be on, because I feel like I can handle that more. Datura, I might be going through psychosis for weeks or months. Yeah, so Jim Morrison beer. Gotta love Jim Morrison. What's the craziest recreational drug you've heard of? That Bromo Dragonfly seems to really fucking fuck with me a lot. I really find that interesting. It's crazy how people actually do that, trip for that long. But any drug is really interesting to me. They're all crazy. Even the ones that don't even get you high. Have you ever robo-tripped on Robitussin? I've actually never drank the Robitussin. I've done the Robo pills, which they were just pure DXM. Now they got the Robo tablets, but I'm talking about Robitussin when they had their pills. They're like 15 milligrams of DXM, and I would do that. From what I used to do it before I had this channel. I haven't done DXM in a long, long time. But when I did, man, I was doing that a lot. I did Mucinex, but yeah, I fucking... to hear how many milligrams people do of DXM, like 700 milligrams, it's like, dude, I was doing probably like less than 150, and I was fucking woo. But I wasn't even trying to trip. I was just trying to basically I like music enhancement. That's like my favorite thing about drugs that do that. That's why I like uppers, because that really fucking, it shows you music. Like I can listen to music right now if I wanted to. I can have my headphones in. We can go. Ooh, we eclipsed 100 people. Let's go, baby. Be sure to give this a like, and if you're new here, subscribe if you want to. Oh, we went down by 100. Okay, fuck you all. No. Oh, now we're back up. Yeah, let's go. No, I'm not gonna ask you to subscribe or do anything or like any of that. I'm glad you guys are here. That's all. But yeah, no, I don't know. I always did it for the music enhancement. That was always my favorite part. I remember when I did Mucinex, I took 3 of them. Oh my god! That was when Post Malone first came out. I'm not like a big fan of him or anything, but I used to love White Iverson. That was my favorite song when I was on DXM. Dude, I played it the whole day, the whole fucking day. I could not stop listening to it. Let's see here. Yeah, just so you guys know, this will be delayed, so just ask the questions anyway, because I'm trying to get through, try to get to as much as I can, especially good questions. When you sleep, you are astral projecting. That is true. That is true. Yeah. Do you guys believe the theory that when you go to sleep, you wake up in a different reality when the next time you wake up? That's why I feel like when you don't get sleep, you're hallucinating that past reality into the next one. That's what I believe. I mean, I don't know how, like, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a fucking physicist, I'm not no fucking astronomer. I'm just a fucking YouTuber around here who has a job at the post office, does this on the side. But that's my opinion. I believe that these realities switch up. And I guess that has to do with the Mandela effect too. I believe some of it, but most of it is just like forgotten memories. You just forget. But some of this shit is like, whoa, what the fuck? Like when I first heard the Berenstain Bears, I'm like, the fuck? Yeah, that shit freaked me the fuck out. I started shaking when I saw that. I'm like, holy shit, dude. But no, I think when you get sleep deprived, you have these hallucinations. They're small, but they can grow bigger. That's why the longer you don't sleep, you're not even supposed to be in that reality anymore. That's why you go to sleep and you wake up in the new one. You're supposed to be there, but the ones from before, that reality is like consuming you. So they're like forcing you to get out, like get out of here, go to sleep. But then you can't, and you're like, dude. And that's why your dreams are so intense when you get sleep deprivation. It's a pretty painful sleep too. Like it's like if you stay up, you pay the price. So I have no trouble staying up now, or I have no trouble going to sleep now with this job and doing YouTube all at once. Like, bruh, I go to sleep easy. Do you smoke weed often? If so, how often? Nope, I don't smoke it, and I don't know the next time I'll do it, but I used to. What drug made you feel the most fear? Fucking probably, Wellbutrin or fucking bupropion. I think that's what I was given. I was supposed to get a gabapentin from this person at Wendy's, and they gave it to me, but it ended up being Wellbutrin, and I had so much anxiety. It was so bad. That's why when my new psychiatrist tried to prescribe it to me, I said, hell no, I'm not taking that. If you're feeling philosophical, I recommend checking out Bernardo Kastrup. All right. Thank you, USPS employees, for everything. Yeah, no problem. We do the dirty work. Have you yourself created any art while tripping on pretty high dose? No, I haven't. I'm not much of an artist, so yeah. I when I trip, I usually just end up wanting to do something more deep, and then I end up like watching videos and have an existential crisis. That's usually how it goes for me. That's why I don't like acid. Yeah, we are way behind here. Oh boy, yeah, I'm getting a lot here. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, yeah, I don't want to have to read every question because I can't. But you ever had problems with the law, such as jail or probation? No, I haven't. I've gotten a couple speeding tickets the past couple years, though. That was terrible. I have never gotten one, never got to an accident, except a rear-end collision. That was not my fault, by the way. Fucking idiot driver. And yeah, I got caught speeding in New York on the way back from Detroit, and they caught me on a fucking camera. Like, they sent me a speeding ticket in the mail. Dude, that's the worst fucking thing. Like, you didn't even have the cop have the courtesy to come out and stop me. You took a fucking picture, and you were like, listen, we saw you go 43 in this 35 or whatever. I don't know, maybe it was 25. I don't know, but it was near the MGM casino. That's another reason why I don't go there, because I got that speeding ticket over there. So be careful if you're from Northfield, Ohio, or you go to MGM Northfield Park. Watch out for that road. They will give you a ticket if you go fast. The reason why I went fast is because these idiots get off the freeway and they're going like 2 miles an hour, and I'm just like, you motherfucker. So I just get so pissed off, and I sped, and yeah, that's where I got the ticket. But I'm not going to deny that it happened, but it's just stupid that they mailed me it. Like, at least have the balls to bring a cop out. The gabapentin stories were eye-opening because it's new for me. I've never taken more than 600 milligrams at once. Even then, I start getting weird muscle spasms. You mean? Yeah. Gabapentin for me is a miracle drug. I wish I can get some, but that's okay. It's better just to not do any drugs. Honestly, I don't condone any use at all. But smoking weed recreationally, tripping every now and then, drinking a couple beers ain't gonna hurt you. I feel like most of the population does that. Let's see. Okay. Alright, we're gonna ban this person. Do not do that, please. You guys know what I'm talking about. Do not do that shit. I do not approve. Sleep brings you the salvia land. Yeah, it does. It sure does. A guy in DXM playing White Everson on repeat all day sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, that does sound like it, but no, I was playing a game the whole time. Like I basically had a free day, or at least I thought I did. It was free to me. I just had a couple assignments, but mostly I got them done quickly. And then with DXM, there's time dilation. So like, man, I remember I had to read this fucking book in the English class, read a section of it. Dude, I just kept looking at the clock. It was like, for 5 minutes, it felt like it was a whole half hour. Yeah, I was just like, that was the longest class I've ever taken. Have you ever heard of prednisone? Isn't that the steroid? I think I got it prescribed to me when I had bronchitis over the summer. The stories you read are absolutely fascinating. Have you ever considered turning some of your content into a graphic novel? Actually, I have had the idea of like making a trip report book that we can sell, like put the best ones in a book. Now there's some copyright issues. That's why if I can do it from my Reddit community, because there are some very good classics on there. But Arrowwood definitely has the most classics of all time. It's been around for so long. That's where I read most of them. But recently I've been almost strictly doing Reddit on my Reddit community because I feel that's better. I'm getting a lot of submissions. I used to get like one every week, but now it seems like I'm getting 1 or 2 a day now. So that's very cool. If you're new here, just know that there's a Reddit community you can upload your own trip report to. Make sure it's a bad trip report. Not that I want you to have a bad experience, but if you do, upload it there because I do not read the good ones. Unless it's insane enough, this is what I always said, unless it's insane enough where it can be perceived as a bad trip, but it was good for you. But yeah, no, it'd be cool to turn that shit into a graphic novel. Novel. 5 years, 1 month, 1 week clean today. Man, I'm glad you're counting those days, man. It's like, whew, congratulations, bro. That's a big accomplishment. You can leave your body while in sleep paralysis, but strong emotions can disrupt it. Yeah, I believe that. I think sleep is a mechanism to offload excess memories, whether those memories are uploaded somewhere else. I don't know. That's a good take on it. Do you think that this summer will be a record-setting summer in terms of heat? Yes, I do, because the first fucking 2 days of this week have been brutal. Walking in the sun, it's very humid in Ohio. Like, it's very, very humid here. It's not as bad as Florida, of course, not as bad as the South, but man, it is bad for being in Ohio. Like, Ohio has some of the weirdest weather conditions, but hey, we got the Northern Lights and we got the eclipse. We got to see that shit full on, bruh. So shout out Ohio. But yeah, no, it's gonna be, if last year was hot, this year's gonna be like, it's gonna be extreme. When I first started the post office, there was a week. I always tell people this. There was a week where it was just straight 95s all day. Dude, I was going through like 10 waters, fucking 3 Gatorades each day, and I was just sweating so much. It was so bad. But the good news is in the summertime, you don't have to pee because you're sweating out all your pee basically. So that's a positive. I've noticed that I haven't gone as much as I usually do. But it will be hot. I remember last year in Florida, that one part of Florida, dude, the fucking ocean was like 100 degrees. Like, how the fuck does the ocean get to 100 degrees? That's crazy. And then there's still people who don't believe it. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I get that it's happened before in the past where it evolves like that, but this is just like a rapid increase, like crazy. This is not no like slow death. This is a fast death, dude. Wellbutrin almost made me self-delete in college. I was prescribed it most miserable month or so of my life. Yep, that's another reason why I don't want to do it or get prescribed it. What did you mean by I'ma be in your live stream? You piqued my curiosity so bad. I love this so far. Yep, I'm glad I sent you the link, bro. Shout out your art. Hilarious should be unconstitutional. Virginia is the worst on speeding tickets. Oh God, I can't even imagine. I think I've only been to Virginia once. Now West Virginia, they're very cool. West Virginia is. I went to Point Pleasant to check out the Mothman Museum and shit. One of the best places I ever visited. If you ever want to go to Point Pleasant, dude, it's a lot of fun. I saw the post office down there too. There was like one person delivering, dude. I'd be like, damn, I like to deliver here. This is nice. And there was this one bakery there that sold, or I think it was like a cafe, but they sold Mothman cookies, dude. That cookie was delicious. Oh, and then there's a huge Mothman statue in the middle of the downtown square, and his ass was so defined, dude. They really worked on that ass, and it's a very very big butt. Like the Mothman had a fucking gat, you know. It was like, damn, my eyes went out like that one. Whatever that cartoon was where the eyes popped out. That's what I saw when I saw the Mothman's ass. But I do recommend going out to Point Pleasant, though. They have McClintock Wildlife Reserve. That's where I went. You can hear a fucking pin drop on the grass. That's how quiet it was there. I went in the wintertime, though, so that makes it more quiet with the snow on the ground. But yeah, dude, it was definitely... I've always wanted to go... I've always been interested in cryptids, especially the Mothman. That's my favorite one. Now, to say if it's real or not, I don't know, but you just felt the energy of it there, like if you know what I mean. It's probably because I always think that there could be a possibility, but it just felt creepy being in that reserve where there's once you get out of the city circle, there is like people live in these nature preserves. Basically, they live down in houses off the road, dude. I can't imagine what the Wi-Fi is like out there. It's probably non-existent, dude. But then I also saw the bomb shelters. That was really cool. Very trippy, very very trippy. And you could tell a lot of people went in there because there's graffiti all over. But yeah. Craziest, scariest stories from your friends or people you know, trips. My one friend, he smoked this Agent Orange weed, and I know he was panicking, and his dad threatened to call the cops on him, he had to call the ambulance, and they threatened to call the cops on him instead, take him away or something. I forgot what he said, but yeah, that would have freaked me the fuck out if I was on smoking weed. You just haven't. That's why you cannot, like, if you're freaking out on something, the worst thing you can do is fucking like tell your parents or. Unless you're actually physically gonna die, but it's hard to tell the difference between a panic attack versus an actual physical attack. For me, I could tell the difference since I've had many panic attacks in my life. Now, I know which one is which. Luckily, haven't had physical, but they do feel physical though. You lose your breath, like you can't catch your breath, and you start shaking like crazy, like you are just a vibrating machine. And yeah, it can be very scary. Plus, weed just amplifies that effect. So, yeah. Huge fan. Really happy to see you're streaming. Yeah, I'm probably gonna try to make this more of a regular occurrence because I do like doing it. Never been a drug-free society in history. Yeah, that's true. This channel helps me sleep every night. Oh, Saul Goodman, man. I'm glad I help you sleep, bro. I'm sorry if your question got skipped. I'm trying to yeah. Just ask it again, honestly. I will try to get to it. Doop-a-doo. Hey man, what's on your Patreon? Been daily listening on Spotify and YouTube to cope with the 9 to 5. My Patreon is honestly, I feel bad that I don't do specific like special things for them on there. It's just because I literally have no time added on because it's already time consuming enough to do this with the job. So basically, if you're on Patreon, or now you can do YouTube members again, um, memberships, I really, really appreciate you guys. I always say like, hey, man, thank you so much. I wish I could do more. I will try to incorporate more if I like really, if this really starts to pick up. But being after what happened to me, being terminated just like that out of nowhere, it's very tough to, you literally cannot quit your normal job for this, especially with the content I do. It's very risky. Thank you for glazing West Virginia, a random resident. You're welcome. At least that part of West Virginia was nice. I actually, I West Virginia is actually a very nice state. It's very nice there. You hear a lot of bad shit about like hillbillies and shit, but they're honestly cool people, And then there's also whitewater rafting I want to try. That seems like a fun time. But yeah, it's nice there. It is really nice there. Why do you talk about cookies? Why do I talk about cookies? I don't know. When do I talk about cookies? I do like cookies though. I know this is more a question. You seem to have a negative image of Mexico. I think it's because of where in the USA you're from. Greetings from Mexico. No, I don't. I don't think have I ever talked bad on Mexico. No, I don't. I don't have anything wrong with Mexico. I just have problems with the cartel, and that's not what Mexico is. So that's all. But that's basically America. I actually heard. I think they're banning American citizens from going into Mexico now, like they're doing here, which they should have done a while ago, honestly. Like, so you're not allowed to come in our country, but we're allowed to go in yours. And move drugs and shit over, and be like, all right, this is what you got to do: sell this crack, sell this cocaine, sell this blah blah blah. But no, I love Mexico. I never been there, but I want to go there. It seems like a fun place. Nobody's mad at Mexico. Did you ever go to Kentucky? I actually drove through it on the way to New Orleans, and it was pretty nice from what I saw. Louisville, and they also had really cheap cigarettes. We remember there was a sign that said like $3 cigarettes. It was really cool. Why do you think people hate acid so much? I don't do it anymore, but genuine question, why are so many afraid of acid? Is it the length? The length definitely has something to do with it because you start thinking of like, am I gonna, dude, if I start feeling bad, I'm gonna feel like this for hours and hours, and it's gonna be hard to escape it. But for me, I hate acid because it's just way too mind fucking. It's not like shrooms is mind fucking, but in a compressed state, and you get the visuals to like distract you a little bit. But with acid, the visuals aren't intense. Like they're intense, they can be like very oversaturated stuff, like they could be especially if you take a lot, but like a normal one tab dose, it's just very mind, like your brain cannot handle it sometimes. And the length added on to how much mind fucking it's doing, I think there's a lot that you can say about it that scares people away. And yeah, for me, I haven't had a good time on it past couple times. And I did small doses, mind you, so I'm just going to stick to shrooms. Shrooms is the way to go. Does psychosis go away with time from personal experience? I never been through psychosis. I had a little experience, like, and I kind of stepped foot in it a little bit on DPH, but that went away because that was just from the experience. But I'm sure with time, if you just do everything right, it does go away. But if you keep feeding into that, psychosis, it probably won't, which is, a scary thing to think about. But as long as there's ways to get out of it. Just ask your doctor, go to a therapist and be like, listen, I'm going through psychosis right now and I'm trying to get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm like trying to move my ass to Canada. What is one substance you would do if the world was going to end, or would you rather be sober? I would definitely do fentanyl or heroin because the effects of it are very, you see how bad it affects you. But if I knew I was going to die anyway, I would definitely do it. Literally met so many people in real life who watch your stuff here in Australia. Also, you still a postman, bro? Yes, I am, and that's really cool that people watch me all over the country, all over the world. That's like so crazy to think about. Like I'm just like this fucking postman who makes drug videos, and people in Australia are like, Hello, mate. I watch your stuff. I actually don't mind the post office. Like it's just hard balancing it between the YouTube and everything, but like I don't mind it. I like being able to walk outside every day. Like even though in the heat, at least I'm getting that vitamin D full on. But yeah. If you could invent a drug, what would it be like? I'd probably invent a drug that made people drive traffic correctly. Like I would not want to have to wait in traffic anymore. So whatever it is, they just all see green lights and 55-mile-per-hour speed limit signs. That's what I would create. Some fucking traffic amphetamine or something. Who do you have winning the NBA championship? I hate to say this, I don't want to, but it looks like the Celtics now, but I do want the Timberwolves or Mavericks to win. I don't care. Like the Pacers are a nice story. They fucking blew that game last night though. What the fuck, bro? What was that inbound pass with 10 seconds to go? What the fuck? But no, I really want the Timberwolves to win. I think Timberwolves would be a good matchup for the Celtics. I think whoever it is going to be tough. But I also don't trust the Celtics at all. I don't trust Jason Tatum, so I would not be surprised. Like I never picked them. I'm going to pick the Timberwolves actually, but it just seems like if the Celtics are going to win it, it's going to be this year. So it's definitely going to be Celtics versus Mavericks or Timberwolves. Mavericks have a good chance too. They're on a fucking roll with that Derek Lively. Oh man, he's great. You inspired me to apply the postal service. I swear to God, this job is ass. You'll rue the day. Well, I told you it was ass, so you should know that. No, it's not bad. It all depends on the management at your office. Right now we have cool management and it just changes every year, every couple years, and that's the problem with it. Um, have you ever tried Topamax? I had oh, where'd it go? I had one of the strangest experiences I've ever had on it. I can't find any other trip reports on it on the internet. Had seizure on 18 pills. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I think taking 18 pills of anything really can be terrible. But I have heard of Topamax before. It's probably. I actually was thinking about doing a video on it. Yeah, it's on Arrowhead. There's lots of reports for it actually. Yeah, yeah. It shows me. I clicked on this one, Confused Zombie. Maybe I'll do a video on it pretty soon. Let me just keep that open so I know. But yeah. Um, oh, shout out Snook. Go subscribe to him. He does great iceberg videos. And it was funny. I sympathized with him the other day or like last week whenever it happened where the first comment on it is like, why did you have a community poll if you didn't do the video we selected? Like, bruh. Honestly, community polls, like, yes, you want to listen to them, but if you're not feeling the second option that you put, then you're going to want to do what you said. So, like, I totally sympathize with you on that guy. If you're not making YouTube videos, you won't understand. I will never try Datura after hearing these stories. I'm glad. I want you not to do it. Ever lived on the West Coast? There's a big drug culture around LA. No, I haven't. I've actually never been farther than Indiana. Well, on the west, I've been farther down south and east, but yeah, farthest like actually west has been Indiana. So, hello Trip Keeper, hello Wait. Hi, I'm from Cali, by the way. Shout out California. How far are you from YouTube, Patreon, Spotify full time? Really far away. It's not gonna happen. It's definitely not gonna happen. I would have to do Mr. Beast levels to do that, and I would have to be sure I had like a monthly income that I knew wasn't going to go away at any point. I would invent a drug that multiplies nostalgia by 100 times. Yeah, nostalgia can be overloading though sometimes, you know. You just like see those reels on Instagram, you hear the morning doves. Like every time I hear a morning dove now, I think of childhood memories just because of that. To me, the scariest part of your vids is somewhat relating to the psychosis people go through. Is it the same for you? Yeah, the psychosis ones are definitely one of my favorites. That's why I have a whole playlist dedicated to that. I do like I always say this. It's not that I like these trip reports, these people going through this. I just like the story that they're saying. I feel bad that they went through it, and I'm glad they got to share their experience, and they're actually okay enough to even submit it. or wherever, you know. But yeah, it's the psychosis stories are very, very interesting. Um, would you boof Datura for 1 gazillion trip bucks? Honestly, yeah. You boof. Honestly, just give me one pod. I'll stick it up my ass right now. I'm the Datura boofing champion. So, what are some obscure legal drugs highs available in America? We don't have too many where I am. Kratom's number one probably. Phenibut. Um, weed now. You can buy weed mostly anywhere. If not, you can find the Delta 9, which is the same thing basically. Gummies and yeah, they got that. And then of course, you know, I hate to say this, but people are fucking buying Benadryl, stealing it, which is the worst thing about that drug. It's not even the effects; it's the facts that it's so easy to get for these kids. And that's why I try to make people stay away. I made a whole video explaining how DPH causes dementia later on in life, and I actually submitted that video in the appeal. My last appeal, I had to get my YouTube channel back, and with the petition, and that. They must have read it. They must have actually looked at it with the actual human, because I did get it back. But yeah, I said literally, how is this promoting drug use when I'm literally saying do not take this? Do not, if you do this, you'll get dementia. Like, how is that promoting drug use? Do you like mint and chip? Not really, if I'm being honest. I do like those Andes chocolates though that Olive Garden gives you. I hate Olive Garden though. I really like your stories relating to people going to seemingly safe areas like the dentist and getting laughing gas and curiosity and pleasure taking the wheel and the story starts spiraling. Yeah, those are some of my favorites too. You're just not expecting it. Any recommendations for my first mushroom trip? I would say start off with a gram, since now I feel like I know some knowledge on it. Before, I only did shrooms twice, but I've done shrooms like twice in a week, past week, and I've been micro tripping. But yeah, start with the gram. Unless it's penis envy, do not take a gram of penis envy for your first trip. If you get penis envy, start off with like 0.5 maybe zero point 0.4, dude. That shit is strong. Because I did 0.75 the other day, and I was tripping worse than I was on the fucking 1.5 of Gandalf the Green. Bro, I was like, man, I felt like I was into the Spider-Verse. That's what the animation looked like, dude. It was insane. But yeah, just be careful with it. Be with someone you like, or just be by yourself. Don't go with people you don't know. Don't go in a setting you're unfamiliar with, because that can screw you up. What would be your number one meal you'd eat while you're tripping on a compound that enhances taste? Ooh, that's a good one. What would I want to eat? There's so many flavorful foods, dude. Honestly, for dessert, I would like a praline. Aunt Sally's pralines, I would love that. I would feel like I'd probably coming out of all my pores in my body if I had that. That would be the best dessert to eat. But I would take probably salmon, because it's very rich and flavorful, and it's just so like the texture of it is nice. I don't know how people don't like salmon. Salmon's the best fish out there. Best commercial fish you can get. Of course, there might be better fish out there that not as many people eat, but I think salmon overall, for how popular it is, I think that's the best fish you can get. If you ever get the chance, you should try the Enigma shroom strain. It's more powerful than penis envy. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go more powerful than that. That was too powerful for me anyway. Can you give me a summary on Phenibut? Do you recommend? I'm going to tell you right now, do not take it. I'm not going to give you any summary. Just not trying to be rude or anything, but I'm just going to tell you straight up. Just stay away from that. Don't even buy it. Don't do nothing. It can really fuck you up. Luckily, I came away unscathed, but yeah, I haven't done it since I did it on the video last. So yeah, that was a while ago, like 2 weeks ago. I was also prescribed Topamax. Couldn't finish the sentence and yelled at everyone. Normally I'm chill. Felt like I was going crazy. 1 out of 10 do not recommend. All right, yeah, I'll definitely probably do a Topamax video then. We got 106 people in here. Shout out. I think the mistake people make with drugs is thinking that talking about them does inherent harm. It certainly can, but not always. Yeah, I can see that. My Discord, just go check in my YouTube banner. It's always in there. Is it in my description too? I feel like It's not in my description. Oh, maybe not in this one, but it usually is in my other ones. But yeah, I'll just go to my YouTube banner. It's in there. Let me see here. Yeah, just go. You can literally do it right now. Where's all these links at? Oh shit. Wait, since I'm seeing it for myself, then I don't know if I'm seeing the right thing. I think we're going to read this trip report pretty soon. Did I take away all the links? What happened to them? Have I been saying this the whole time that it's been available? Let's see here. I swear to God. If it's not on there. Oh, it's on there. Yeah, no, there's a Discord link. Yeah. Okay, it's just not showing up for me for some reason. I can't see anything right now, but yeah, it should be there for you. But yeah, we're gonna read this this trip report pretty soon. We got 2 trip reports. We're already 50 minutes in. I do want to get another beer here though. I'm done with the first one. Do want to drink this water? This water's been calling my name. LOL, I usually did Topamax at night meditating. I never got angry. I also did it with meth. I never did 10 after the seizure. Salmon is amazing, yeah. I tried Enigma, 2.5 grams, felt like 3.7 grams. Yeah. I've actually never heard of that until you guys brought it up, so yeah. I'm talking. I'm the one who's talking. Been a chronic pain patient for years now. I got off Kratom and it felt similar to getting off a Dilaudid after my spinal fusion. Just my experience, but it was every bit as unpleasant as withdrawal. Yeah, Kratom and Phenibut, that's a popular like legal high combination. That's like the best combination you can get without buying illegal drugs. Yeah, I don't. It's the worst thing you could do though, because Kratom is terrible for you. Phenibut is terrible for you. Only way I recommend Kratom is if you're already on opioids or you're like on heroin or fentanyl, even getting off of that, because you'd much rather be addicted to Kratom than you would be fentanyl or heroin, because you're gonna die. Like Kratom, not too many reported deaths from it, which is good, but it can happen. It has happened before. It's not like weed where no like actual people died from it. And shrooms, I don't think people died off of shrooms, but because shrooms are rated the safest thing to take. So yeah, I do like the shrooms, but yeah, that's the only way I recommend it. I don't recommend Phenibut at all, but I mean, I don't even recommend it to begin with even the opioid withdrawal, but if you want to get on something else, it would definitely be a better option. But normal people who are just looking to get high, stay away from Kratom and Phenibut. I don't know. I got to make this very clear. Stay the fuck away. Did you go to college at all? I went to a community college for 2 years, 2 to 3 years, maybe. Yeah. So that was interesting. Should have joined while in traffic. Thanks, Mr. Tripkeeper or Tripper. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, traffic. I can help you get through traffic right now. Gotta go grab the chips. Yeah, go grab those chips. Hey. Okay, good. And who are you? What do you mean? You joined this. You can see who I am. I like how you're asking these questions and your name is Einstein. That's funny to me. I just joined while on Phenibut and Kratom, and I hear this. Yeah, that's a sign. After today, don't take it anymore. Haven't heard that one before, right? Is Phenibut the drug with horrendous withdrawal? It has very horrendous withdrawal. For me, luckily, I didn't have it, but that was because I wasn't doing it every day. But the one time I did get something slightly like that was when I did it for 2 straight weeks. And that was the only time I was doing it every day in my whole life. Like before that, I was spreading it out every 3 days, maybe 3 to 4 days. But yeah, that's... if you do it every single day, you're going to get those withdrawals. And even for 2 weeks, dude, I felt like total shit for a couple days. It was horrible. Enjoy your beer, man. I enjoy your stories. Hell yeah. I'm going to go get my other one. Thank you for reminding me. I'm just talking so much. I'll be right back. Literally like in 5 seconds. Okay, that was literally like 10 seconds, but who's counting? Me. I was counting. What is gas station heroin? Gas station heroin is tianeptine. I forgot about that. That's not legal in Ohio, though. It's legal in Pennsylvania, though, because I actually tried to order it one time because I wanted to, like, see it, but they said they couldn't ship it. So, yeah. It's a Miller High Life kind of night. It sure is, dude. It sure fucking is. Kratom hits the opiate receptors, and as far as I understand, phenibut hits the benzo receptors. You can get highly addicted to both. Yeah, the phenibut hits the GABA receptors, if I'm not mistaken. GABA receptor. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the kratom. Yeah, GABA B receptors, and to some extent GABA A receptors. If you guys are into that kind of shit, I've actually been a lot more interested in chemicals and stuff since I started this channel. But yeah, I get my enigmas for 30 per quarter ounce. Wow, that's really good. So you get two. That's 2/8, right? Yeah. Quarter ounce. Ounce is 28 grams from what I remember. So yeah, you're getting 7 grams for $30, dude. Yo, shout out your dealer, bro. Shout out your dealer. All right, since I've caught up mostly. I'm sorry I didn't get to all the questions so far, but we're gonna read the first trip report because we have it ready and we're already almost an hour in. So we are gonna do this. I made sure I didn't read these before, and these are 2 stories that mixed LSD with them. But this first one, they're both from Arrowwood. This first one's called "These Aren't Toys We Play With," LSD and MDA, similar to MDMA. The dose was 1 hit, and 2 hours later, they took a tablet of MDA. Now I don't like reading like that stuff in my videos. If you guys notice that I don't read the title or the dosages, I don't think it's like for story wise, I don't think it's important because they usually say it in the story anyway. And the title, of course, like, you know, you don't need to read that. All right, this is looks like a 10-minute video, so this will probably be a little around that time of reading it. So we are going to read this. Let me go back on the chat and see what anyone else has said to make sure. Okay. All right. Yeah. Just get your questions ready after this because we're going to maybe talk about this. I might not want to. We'll see. Well, depends how it is. I just barely skimmed through it, but it's a good one. So I could just tell you that. I sniff out the best trip reports. Let me start out by saying that the large amount of driving that I performed during this experience, as told in this report, was incredibly irresponsible and dangerous. Possibly one of the most irresponsible things I've ever done whilst tripping. Don't ever do what I did. That said, it was the day before my birthday in November of 2005. I planned a Fear and Loathing styled experience for myself the night before my actual birthday. The day of my birthday, or rather, the afternoon was going to be spent with my family, so I had the night before to be completely off the deep end. I had my friend T, ayo, that's me, T, Trip Keeper, baby. I had my friend T acquire a few tabs of acid and some pills of ecstasy. Evening was several pills of what was tested to be MDA without any MDMA, and real LSD, supposedly at least. I figured the vast majority of tabs have LSD on them. Chances are it was real LSD. I felt like it anyway. Yeah, 2005. I don't know what was going around at that time, but yeah. So we decided to drive north on Highway 14 from Los Angeles to trip in the desert overnight. We dressed warmly and head out to my beat-up 94 Oldsmobile. Of course, the irresponsible tools that we were, we decided we couldn't wait to drop and ingested our tabs of acid halfway to the desert. We figured that it usually took us an hour to come up, so by the time we hit the sands, we'd be frying and it would be timed perfectly. But you know, that sort of thing never ever works out as planned. At least not with me anyway. Ooh boy, yeah, if it hits you while driving, that's a scary thing to happen, bruh. So we were driving, and it was taking us a lot longer than we expected. We really didn't know that area that well. I always considered myself to have an impeccable sense of direction. I figured if I just kept driving northeast on the 14, we'd invariably hit some sort of desert eventually. But we just kept driving through town after town, past Palmdale, and there wasn't really anything worth stopping for. And suddenly, we were tripping on LSD. Oh yeah, we forgot about that. Yeah, good thing you remembered. It started as a tingle in my head and a faint stimulation, like I just downed a few energy drinks. The funny thing about LSD is that I don't really know that I'm tripping until I'm tripping, and then there's absolutely no question. I'm totally fucked. I didn't notice how wacky things were getting until the lines on the highway were starting to squiggle, like in Squiggle Vision on Dr. Katz, and my friends' voices were starting to echo and sounded far too dramatic for the kinds of things that they were saying. Dude, whoa, I want some Cheetos. That's a very, very diverse group of words and phrases. I was getting pretty paranoid about being caught, especially since we had few leftover tabs of LSD and MDA pills, which we haven't even eaten yet. We decided to give up driving to the desert, and we turned around and started our journey back to LA. I guess we figured we'd be more comfortable in a place we knew well. What we should have done was park somewhere and rode out the trip, but I already told you, we did all sorts of irresponsible things. We should have been locked up. Love beer. Well, we made it back to the San Fernando Valley, where we all lived, about 20 minutes north of downtown LA, about an hour and a half after we had taken the acid. My two friends who were with me, T and D, were both their silly, stupid, frying selves, and I was just focused as all hell trying to get us somewhere with a reasonable degree of safety. After hitting the surface streets and driving around for a few minutes in total, complete confusion, it felt like the city was gigantic, wacky miniature golf course. We gave up and parked the car about 10 blocks away from my friend E's house. E knew what we were up to, and he had to let us know earlier that we could crash there for a bit whenever we were ready. We took him up on his offer. At this point, since I felt infinitely safer that I wasn't driving, I ate one of the MDA pills. D also had one at this point. Alright, it's getting good. Sitting in my friend's house, the visuals were not terribly intense, but the high definitely had a big mindfuck, especially with what I saw inside. At this point in his life, E was a heroin addict, and his girlfriend K was a stripper and a complete coke fiend. They were both doing these drugs, these disgusting ego-building drugs, while I was trying to trip and dissolve my ego. They were emaciated, sitting in bed, doing junk and snorting coke, and it just looked like a bad movie. I'm sure I would have been okay with the scene while sober, but man, while on LSD, it just felt weird seeing them like that. I wanted to save them, but I knew they had to save themselves. It also didn't help that we had the movie Monster playing on the television. Talk about what not to watch during a psychedelic experience. Yeah, definitely don't watch that. That's actually, yeah, this is why setting is important, dude. Fuck, the best thing he could have done was definitely pull over on the side of the desert and fucking stay there. But yeah, going to this person's house, being a heroin addict, watching that would be very traumatizing, I think. So there I was, enjoying my trip, but it was a sobering trip in a way. What I mean is that I wasn't completely depressed or anything. I was just given a huge dose of reality, mainline intracranially into my brain. People were fucked up sometimes, and not to mention I could have ruined someone's life had I careened into them with my Oldsmobile while tripping. I had to be more responsible. I also took psychedelics like this for granted. I always deep down assumed it's all fun and games, just visuals and a laugh. I kept forgetting how deep and almost painfully introspective a trip could be. Then the MDA kicked in, oh god, and I started to sweat. I took a shower and it felt amazingly good. I felt like I was in a giant waterfall of amniotic fluid, like a womb. It was intensely pleasurable. The visuals kicked in a bit more and I began to have a much better trip at this point. I felt a tad more disoriented, so I was incredibly pleased to not be driving. MDA to me is very disorienting. It produces almost a delusional state in higher doses. At this low dose it was manageable, but on the whole, I've never been a huge fan of MDA. I was annoyed that I couldn't have found some actual MDMA to go with the LSD. The only real meaningful thing MDA added was a wonderful buzzing body high. I didn't get any particularly enhanced visuals, much to my disappointment. But hey, I felt great, so what did it matter if I was disappointed relative to past experiences? Oh, take a breath, take a breath. Yeah, there's so many breaths. You gotta like when someone has a long sentence and I gotta edit it out. It's like, dude, you just run out of breath at that point. So when I read for my actual trip reports on my channel, I always read slow. Right now, I'm like in a good mood, so that's why I'm reading fast. But when you take your time with it, you can stop. Take your deep breath and go on with it. You don't have to continue like just full on. Just read it at 100%. I felt like I just acquired star power in Super Mario. I was invincible. D started having a bad time though. He was sweating profusely. He wasn't having a panic attack and he wasn't in any physical danger, but he was having a very intense trip. He started having what Anne Shulgin calls flooding. Excuse me. Where out of nowhere, you start having revelation after revelation. Far too quickly for your brain to process information comfortably. Ooh, that sounds very terrifying, yeah. He started rolling around in the grass out back behind the house, asking questions to us over and over. He asked us if he was doing okay in life, and he asked us if we thought he was gay, because he wasn't sure. Just imagine that. That's funny. His pupils looked like two giant jet black pancakes sitting on the whites of his eyes. Me and my friend S, a very zen sort of individual who was also there and completely sober, was talking him down calmly and answering all his questions to the best of his ability. To me, he looked like he was melting into a puddle of his own sweat, but after talking to us for a while and drinking a ton of water, he relaxed a little. After a few hours, S offered to drive us to the beach to watch the sunrise. Me, T, and D, having completely mellowed out, hopped into S's car and we headed out. Having been disturbed by the overwhelming imagery and revelation of my acid/MDA trip, I decided to give my last MDA pill to T, who hadn't had any yet. I couldn't even stomach the idea of any more drugs. When we got to the beach in Malibu, it was close to morning, probably around 5 a.m. We saw a reporter for the local news giving some kind of weather report out near the beach, and we briefly thought about doing goofy things behind her for the camera. But then we realized, hey, our parents could have been watching, so we smartly abstained. It was probably the first intelligent thing we did all night. That's crazy. If that happened, you can look back in 2005 and be like, damn, you know the story behind that. That would be a cool deep dive thing, like explain there's actually a much deeper meaning to these people being goofy in the background of this news report from 2005. They were on MDA and LSD. Lying down on the beach watching the sunrise was very therapeutic in a way. The cold, damp sand felt wonderful under us, and I don't think either of us said a word for the next few hours. We were each encapsulated in our own universe, dealing with our demons and thinking about the situation intently. I began to feel, over the next few hours, a bit dirty and gross. This was probably attributed to the MDA come down. The LSD high was definitely fading away too, but I still felt completely scattered and tripped out. I thought to myself, what am I doing here? Why am I doing this to my brain? This is too much. Alright, we're on the last paragraph now. Ever since that night, I haven't touched any traditional psychedelics. I felt like the whole experience taught me a huge lesson. Psychedelics aren't all fun and games. They aren't light drugs. If you take enough, they're as hardcore as the rest. They will absolutely fuck with your mind. It taught me to never take psychedelics for granted. I clearly wasn't ready for what I was attempting to do. Now, after a couple of years, I feel like I'm almost ready to use a psychedelic again, but I'm treading carefully. My trip, while it was fun at times, was also a bit harrowing on my soul. I don't think I got out of it all that I could have. I can't use psychs like I would heroin or coke. I can't use them as a party condiment. I can't simply take them as a social enhancer. There's no separating the high of it. All from their ability to distort my mind, invert my perception of my environment, and toy with my emotions. All right, what'd you guys think of that story? That was definitely a very interesting one. At least it ended on a happy note, though, right? Like, some of these stories end very bad, but yeah. Let's see. You guys talk about it in the chat. I'm going to use the bathroom really quickly. Okay, I am back. Thank you for waiting. Um, what are people saying? Yeah, no, that was it was definitely an interesting experience for sure. That trip, like, the best thing they could have done was stay in the desert and yeah, just not do that. Especially, I think going to that house definitely fucked them up because that would just seeing that on acid. Just I mean, seeing it sober for me would freak me out, but you know, having it on acid or like any psychedelic, that shit is crazy. Just see that happening. I've never been around addicts like that, like heroin addicts or anything. I mean, not them taking it actually. I don't know if I have been. I've probably been around them, but you know, it's a different experience to actually see it happen. You know, yeah. Good God, that door sounded scary, or sound scared me. I'm sorry. Yeah, the door can be very freaky. What's your favorite music to listen to while tripping? Mm, I just put on my normal music. I usually like to listen to like electronic and dance music while tripping because that is yeah, it I feel it through the soul. Now I listen to my normal classic rock and old country, but a electronic EDM dance like that shit can get me fucking going. Is MDA less safe than MDMA? Um, I don't know. They're very similar. You can't really. I don't know if you could really compare like if it's safe or not. Like it's. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. They're probably both. Uh, if you're taking either one of them, I'm sure it's gonna have the same effects physically, like after you take it, like how you're gonna like how it affects you. But yeah. All right, let's get some more questions. We got 89 people watching now, so that's pretty good. We have a nice concurrent viewership. Let's see right now. Oh yeah, look at that. Can I? Um, hello. What electronic stuff do you like? I love liquid D&B while baked, but on tripping is probably more ambient stuff. Like electronic, I don't know if it's really electronic. It's like stuff like Crystal Castles and Pastel Ghosts and shit like that. I like that. Whatever music that is, that's what I was talking about. But I do like old EDM too, like fucking Show Me Love by Robin S. Dude, that's a fucking classic. You got to show me love. And they always play it in a Gabriel Brothers or TJ Maxx. When are you starting the OnlyFans? I don't know, man. I gotta start this petition. But yeah, I definitely would start it. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I definitely would start it, but the dignity I would lose, the last of my dignity that I have, would all just go down the drain after I got it, and people would not look at me the same. It'd be very tough for me. So all you guys can get are teases. That's all I think I'm gonna show you. But if I really needed money. If I was really struggling, I would probably do it. So yeah, that would be the only time I would probably actually do it. But even then, it might still be pretty hard. Um, the come down on MDA wasn't as bad as MDMA and the days after, but the trip itself was a lot less fun. Good way to put it. What has your experience been with ADHD and medication? I do approve of it. I think it's a good medications that they got. Since I'm on Vyvanse now, it is. I did it before I was diagnosed, but yeah, it's I that's my preferable stimulant, preferable prescription that I could have got. Um, you don't want to abuse anything at that point, you know. Any psychedelic rock bands you listen to other than Pink Floyd? Yeah, I got a couple. I mean, there's psychedelic rock bands. Um, I mostly listen to. Let me just pull up my playlist because now I'm like, every time I try to find out something, and I just start blanking up, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Why can't I remember that? Wow, I haven't even listened to that playlist, and it's not even showing up on my feed. Bro, this is moving slow as fuck. How many likes does this have? Ooh, I got some good shit on that. Let's see. Now psychedelic rock, I don't know. Like on here, I probably have a couple, but my favorite band of all time is Led Zeppelin. That's just no debating that. Black Sabbath, Budgie, 10 Years After, ZZ Top, The Groundhogs, very underrated. Leaf Hound, oh my god, Captain Beyond, oh my god, yeah. Fucking Taste with Rory Gallagher, any Rory Gallagher, whatever he did in his solo career, dude, man, he is amazing guitarist. Cream is such, it's like the cream of the crop, dude. That's how good they are. Wicked Lady, shout out Wicked Lady. I almost got banned off of Instagram for posting their song because it's a naked lady in 2 of their albums. Shinki Chen, yeah, he's a great Japanese blues guitarist, dude. He was a beast. Savoy Brown, one of my favorites. James Gang, can't go wrong with them. Mike Bloomfield, hell yeah. Sir Lord Baltimore, oh my god, let's go. Bang. Did I say Jimi Hendrix? That should be a common sense thing. Shout out Bulbous Creation, though. They're very underrated. I love Bulbous Creation. Felt, that's a psychedelic one right there. Felt is very psychedelic. Yeah, that's a good one. Peter Green from the early Fleetwood Mac days. He's very good. Yeah, let's see. Blind Faith, another basically Cream Part 2. So good. Country Joe and the Fish, that's a little psychedelic. A lot of psychedelic, honestly. You put that shit on and you're like transported to Woodstock. Toad is very good. They're from Germany. I just like the blues, like Blind Willie McTell, Howlin' Wolf, fucking Henry Thomas. Robert Johnson was the guy that really got me into music to begin with, like that kind of music. Blue Cheer, ooh baby, Blue Cheer, baby, I like that. But yeah, Dust, Blood Rock, Steppenwolf, even Leonard Skinner. Let's go Leonard Skinner, baby. Excuse me. Deep Purple. How could I forget Deep Purple? And The Who. Thin Lizzy, Captain Beefheart. Oh yeah, you got it all here. Yeah. Anyone else? Canned Heat is also very, very underrated. But yeah, those are the bands I listen to. Yeah, Wicked Lady is badass, dude. Oh, I listen to Pentagram. Did I not say that? Yeah, I was in the playlist. I forgot if I said it or not. I was just reading off what I was seeing. Jefferson Airplane, great psychedelic rock. Yeah, my favorite song by them is Embryonic Journey, dude. That is the best song they've ever done. It is so you go on an embryonic journey through it, dude. It's crazy. Aerosmith, can't go wrong with the classics. Yeah, I do have nice taste. You see it. Junior Kimbrough, yeah, I like Junior Kimbrough. He's good. Haven't heard of Pine Top Perkins though. But the way that sounds definitely sounds like he'd be a good blues guitarist or blues player. The Doors, very psychedelic. Yeah, the Doors. I love the Doors. The Temptations, yeah, they could be psychedelic a little bit too, honestly. Yeah, Embryonic is beautiful. So nice. Yeah, I know Charlie Musselwhite. Yeah, there's one of the songs in my playlist. I'm gonna see if I can find it here really quick. If I scroll up, I forgot where I put it at in it, but it should be coming up here. Yep, Baby, Will You Please Help Me? I like how that song sounds. Oh, I forgot about Buckethead. Yeah, I forgot to listen to that, and I haven't listened to him yet. I'm sorry, but he's not part of like my 70s, 60s, taste, but Tales from a Trip, what is the craziest drug you've ever done? Like I said, it was probably the Ethlad, when someone asked before. Yeah, that was definitely the craziest drug I've ever done because I didn't know what it was going to do. But, yeah. All right, should we read this last report? And then we can just focus on the questions after. This one might be longer than the last one. The last one was pretty long, but yeah, if you guys want to listen to this, do I like orangutans? There's a band called Orangutan. I do like them, but the actual animal, yeah, they're pretty cute, honestly. But they could be very unpredictable. Do I have a Spotify list? Yes, I do. I can't give it away, though. I'm sorry. Have you had any YouTube channels before this one? Nope. This was my only one. I had it since I was a kid, basically, but then I completely transformed it into what it is now. I got rid of all the, well, they're privated, but there's old videos on there that were not this type. It was just vlogs and shit. But yeah. All right, so let's read this if you guys are okay with that. This is 4-HOMET and 4-fluoroamphetamine, unexpected synergy and pain. Yeah, I could tell there's going to be a lot of pain in this. It only has 6,000 views. It tells you on the Arrowwood report how many views it has, which is pretty cool. Wait, so if I refresh it, do you think it would go to 6174? Nope, it didn't. Maybe if you're the same person, it doesn't do it, but... All right, let's read this. This is the last trip report we're going to read. I only do 2. I'm going to try to do 2 every time I do this Q&A. We'll see. But yeah, I try to choose the longer ones so we can have longer trip reports and not read like multiple small ones. But yeah, it's sometime in early May 2014. I've been undergoing many great changes in my life, most notably the collapse and end of my 12-year relationship. And just quite recently, the experience of ibogaine flood dose to get over my 10-year opiate addiction, which worked like a miracle. Although I have managed to get to a pretty healthy place with it, emotionally I am still reeling and hurting from my breakup. I'm having difficulty letting it go the rest of the way, though I have accepted it and even feel happy that it's finally over and I can live my own life again. It technically ended last May, but we still lived together until the beginning of this February, and for at least half the time between those two events, I was unwilling to accept that it was really over, and so I remained entirely with her in my heart. It's been a confusing time, but also liberating, and overall, I am happier than I've been in a very long time. That's probably a lie, honestly. That's a bad time to trip, to try to get over your girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever. You do not want to trip after that. I mean, maybe it can help you, but yeah, no, I don't recommend tripping to get over somebody. And if you live with someone, if you've been living, like 12 years is a very long time. Just to say 12 years, that's longer than a lot of marriages, dude. I don't know if they were married, they did say, but they were, it's okay not to get married. You can be in a relationship with people and stay with them. You don't have to get married. It just looks good just because you want to appease the crowd of others. I'm like, oh yes, I'm married with 2 kids and we have a dog. Oh yes, so I'm gonna retire when I'm 60. All right. It's a work day, just an average work day. As I finish up work, I spontaneously decide to take some of the 4FA I have lying around, simply to enjoy it. I don't have a lot left, so I accept that I may finish it tonight, but I decide to start with 80 milligrams, taken rectally. Yeah, it's funny because before I started this channel, like, I did not... Like, I knew you could do shit anally, rectally, but hearing how many people actually do it, it's crazy. And it's just like hard not to laugh because it's just saying like, oh yeah, I took this rectally, bruh. The come up begins quite quickly, within 10 minutes. A sense of physical and emotional lightness rapidly overtakes me, and over the course of 30 minutes, it develops into a beautiful euphoria. Not really empathic at all, but very nice indeed. It's nothing special though. It's just your run-of-the-mill 4FA high, moderately strong. I browse forum and chat with some people, enjoying myself quite a bit. My pupils are somewhat dilated, but overall I feel pretty average for the substance. At about an hour and 15 minutes in, I make the spontaneous decision to add some 4-HOMET that I also have lying around, because I feel like adding a psychedelic sparkle, and I believe that 4-HOMET will merge very nicely with this euphoric stimulant, given that itself feels euphoric and physically pleasurable. So I weigh out 15 milligrams of 4-HOMET, I'm just going to say 4-HO, and add another 40 milligrams of 4FA. There's a lot of 4s in this damn trip report. I'm sick of it. Mixing them together with a couple milliliters of water in a shot glass. I draw into an oral syringe and ingest the combination rectally, then wash my hands and sit back down at my desk and work on selecting some music. I settle on Spangel's Nothing Lasts But Nothing Is Lost. Yeah, Spangel is like the ideal trip music. Within a very short time, another 10 minutes, I begin to feel the redose of 4FA and the 4-HO begin to come on at the same time. So far, the 4-HO does indeed bring a nice sparkle into the mix, and sense of giddiness that isn't present with the 4FA alone. I begin the music and continue for the time being to browse forum. I feel the 4FA coming up stronger while the 4HO remains at the same level. I am feeling a very pleasurable euphoria, and I have a wide smile plastered to my face. Then, without warning, something happens. Within a single moment, I go from feeling averagely euphoric and altered to I go from feeling averagely euphoric and altered to full-on tripping, along with a massive flood of serotonin. My eyes open wide, and I let out all my breath as euphoria slams forcefully into my brain. Extreme nystagmus takes control of my eyeballs, and I draw my breath in gentle gasps, similar to how I do when a good MDMA roll first hits. The music suddenly jumps to the forefront, and my jaw drops at its beautiful complexity, as every sound becomes clear and glorious. My thoughts feel too scattered and saturated in this unexpected flood of euphoria to communicate with others, so I close forum and just sit back in my chair, disbelieving the state I have suddenly found myself in. The euphoria is as intense as anything I have ever felt from MDMA, an overwhelming tide of pure pleasure. This, however, feels much more jarring than MDMA, more intense, more like a chemical flood. Patterns familiar to me from 4HO are overlaying everything, and colors are super saturated, and observing these cover floods me with even more euphoria. I marvel at the genius of Spangle as my entire energy field vibrates along with its flow. The euphoria is less empathic. Is it empathic or empathic? I don't know. Empathic than with MDMA as well. I feel little urge to communicate with others. Instead, I feel drawn inward, while simultaneously every cell rejoices, calling out to the heavens in praise of the baffingly powerful feelings of perfection they feel. A lot of words to describe this, bruh. All right. Before long, the nystagmus becomes so intense that it's hard to keep my eyes open, so I stop trying. As my world becomes dark, that darkness is replaced by swirling patterns that form into conceptual scenes based on the music and my thoughts. Said thoughts, unbidden, and turn to my ex and our relationship. Oh god, yep, this is going to turn sour. I feel happy to have experienced what we had, and I realize I wouldn't change anything about it. I'm glad to have experienced both the positives and the negatives, because they are all part of me now, a part of how I've grown to become the person I am today. I reflect on what led to our breakup. There is no point in getting into that here, but I realize my own participation in our undoing. As I ruminate on these things, saturated with euphoria, I realize that while I'm glad for having experienced it, I am also so glad that it's over. I feel a great sense of excitement for what is to come, being able to run my life as I want to, spending my time on myself, and eventually getting to fall in love again. I continue to listen to music, think, and smoke weed now and then. The euphoria continues unbated for a good few hours. I get up to pee and look in the mirror. Wow, my pupils are enormous right now. I don't think I've ever seen them so big. I can't really see any color at all, and the bathroom light is on, which causes pupil constriction. As I try to focus on my reflection, the nystagmus makes it difficult. The euphoria is so strong that it's almost painful in its sharpness. I think to myself that I look a little pale, and as I hold my hand out before me, it is shaking. Everything is patterned and rippling around me, soft blues and greens predominating. My head feels filled with noise, which makes directed thought difficult, yet there are many thoughts in there, sliding around each other somewhat bewilderingly. I feel amazing, but there's a faint element of alarm to it, as if my mind is whimpering to me that to feel this good can't be healthy. A slight trace of menace is present in the feeling, and I'm just a bit uneasy. I head back to my desk to listen to music some more, and not long after I sit down, I begin to feel a small amount of stomach pain that feels like gas. It's pretty minor and doesn't seem like anything to worry about, so I don't, at first. But as time goes on, the pain grows and grows. It still feels like gas, but like an unmoving bubble that is growing larger and causing greater and greater pressure in my guts. Before long, I start to break out in a cold sweat, and I find myself holding my breath and hunching forward awkwardly in my seat. This is really getting painful. As it continues to build, I start to feel slightly nauseous, not from an unsettled stomach, but from the pain. I decide to walk upstairs, slowly and hurting, to lay down in my bed. I bring my laptop with me so I can watch some episodes to occupy myself. I lay down and my body feels a little more comfortable, but the stomach pain only grows worse, continually worse. It has stopped feeling like I have gas, and now feels like my insides are on fire while being gripped tightly with an iron fist. All I can do is writhe and focus on the pain, groaning, breathing lightly and quickly, since it hurts more to take a full breath. I'm covered in sweat and experiencing possibly the worst pain I've ever experienced. At some point, I can no longer tell if it's increasing or not. It's just a massive wall of suffering. Who can tell if it grows even more? It's already the entirety of my perception. During this time, I repeatedly contemplate calling an ambulance. The pain is so intense that it scares me. It feels like something is seriously wrong. All traces of the euphoria and good feelings have left me. Now my body feels weak, cold, and sore. Sickly. I am consumed with pain and fear, and a sharp anxiety about whether or not I should do something drastic and call an ambulance. My eyes hurt, and it feels like it's from them being so wide and dilated. Time drags by slowly. At first, I'm unable to even think of doing anything to distract myself, because it's impossible to ignore my state. But gradually, after perhaps an hour or so, I start to have a little bit of a handle on it. It still hurts ferociously, but I have discovered a particular way to lay, on my back, slightly tilted to the left side, abdomen twisted just so, which seems to relieve a bit of the pressure and makes it feel a little better. And after such a long stretch of agony, even a little relief is felt and greatly welcomed. I turn on some Family Guy episodes and watch them. It helps take my mind off of my situation, even if I already seen all these episodes before. Slowly, ever so slowly, the pain begins to subside. Finally, at around T plus 9 hours, I am able to fall asleep. I wake up the next morning, relatively early considering, and to my surprise, I feel perfectly fine, as if nothing had happened. In fact, I feel better than I usually do the morning after 4FA alone. Very strange, but I'm not going to complain. So that was the original trip report, but they added on to it. So yeah. I came upon this report partially written the other day, and I read through it, and then felt I should finish it. It was kind of weird continuing to write it in the present tense, since it happened over 2 years ago. I only ever tried this combination once, due to the extreme pain I felt in the second half of the experience, but it was very interesting. It produced a level and type of euphoria that I've never experienced before. It felt flooded with serotonin like my early MDMA experiences, except this was more of an undirected and forceful feeling. I didn't feel particularly loved up, but I felt filled with a universal love sort of feeling, and it was like being strapped to a rocket ascending into heaven. The sheer bliss was amazing to behold and experience, but it was also very jarring at the same time. I was actually uneasy with how much euphoria I was feeling, so there was this dichotomy of extremes. I hate that word, dichotomy. Don't ever say it. I was having an amazing time, but there was an undercurrent of unease throughout, which of course became much stronger when I began to feel the most intense pain ever. That pain was far too high a price to pay for the hours of euphoria, and it dominated the trip both in content and duration. It was the closest I have ever come to making a reasoned decision to call an ambulance and go to the ER because of drugs. It might have been stupid of me not to, although it did turn out fine. So I'm ultimately glad that I didn't, since I never had to deal with that. But it could have turned out differently. The pain was something I've never felt before. A burning and twisting feeling in my gut that was quite terrifying. And then, as I slept, it departed from me as if I had never been. I did have some moments of insight into my emotions at the time, during the good parts of it, but I would never willingly put myself in that situation again. I have no idea if it was a one-off thing, some sort of confluence of factors that came together to produce an adverse reaction, but I don't intend to find out. The whole thing felt like a bad idea. It should be noted that I was fresh out of a long period of time where I was very unhealthy, addicted to opiates. Not anymore when I had this experience, but it hadn't been more than a few weeks since my last dose. And not eating enough, not exercising. I was skinny and weak. I started working out, but only just, and I was coming out of being in the worst shape of my life. I had also had recurring periods of taking a lot of loperamide to help trying to taper off opiates before I did ibogaine, and I always felt that I was hurting my digestive system. I mention these things because they could be factors, though it could be unrelated as well. Yeah, that definitely, loperamide, I mean, is it loperamide or whatever? Imodium, that's what it is. That's the shit you take to not shit. So yeah, that could definitely be a factor to it. I'm glad I came upon this half-written report and decided to finish it. I wanted to get this out there to report an alarming reaction to a combination, and it's always interesting to go back into yourself from years back and see how much you have grown since then. All right. What'd you think of that story, guys? We still got 73 people in here. I'm surprised. Let's go. Yeah, no, I gotta save these so I could put it in the chat or in the description box later. I don't know how long I'm gonna live stream for. Past 9 probably, I'd say. I don't know, maybe till 10, 9:30. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. So that's the last of the trip reports I wanted to read. But yeah. All right, let's go back to asking questions. Let's go back to the main thing. Come hang out with me. I'm gonna refresh this page and see how many likes the stream has. Oh God, yeah. Sorry about ads now. Like I said, when I first started, I got my page remonetized, so there will be ads. Unskippable, bruh. Halo Top Creamery. I'm sorry, guys, dude. It's YouTube's fault. They fucking put too many ads that you can't skip now. It's crazy. Now here's a skippable one. It's only 13 seconds to begin with, but hey, we're gonna skip it no matter what. So yeah, we got 85 likes on here. Be sure to give it a like if you haven't already. It's 1:30 a.m. right now in the UK. Shout out UK, bruh. Shout out UK. A lot of UK viewers right now. Yeah, the UK is like my third most viewers, next to Canada. USA, of course, is number 1. USA is honestly like the biggest watchers for anything. I think if you look at it, it's like such a big difference, dude, like compared to the countries in Europe and wherever. But America, yeah, we just like to watch YouTube. I had to turn the light on because it's starting to get dark in here. People with substance abuse disorders, do you ever stop getting the intense discomfort whenever sober, or does it just keep going constantly forever? You guys can answer that. I have luckily not had to experience that, thank God. But yeah. 2 great reports. Thanks for the read, brother. Great live stream. Yeah, no problem. You could still stay here if you want. I mean, if you have to go, that's fine. Just all I'm asking you guys to do is come hang out with me. Come hang out with us. We're all here as a community. Might as well just talk with them in the chat. Not as crazy as it was in the beginning where I couldn't even read everyone, but now I can actually like focus on this and see. So if you guys have any questions, I'll be, it wasn't coming fully at once like it was before, so now I can actually get to probably all of them now. So let's get to these questions. If you have anything, literally you can ask anything. It doesn't even have to be drug related. Honestly, I would prefer you not to ask a drug related question, but no, I can answer it because I'm more integrated with life than I am drugs. I'm here, bro. I'm just chilling, laying on the carpet. That's the greatest place to lay on the ground, dude. Sometimes I wish I had carpet, but then I don't, because like my cat has thrown up and shit on the floor. So he hasn't shit in a while on the floor, but when he did, oh man, it pissed me off. In my first apartment I got when I lived alone, when I first lived alone, when I got the post office job, he took a shit and the shit got on his paws, and there was these brown spots on the carpet, and my friend was over. I'm like, is that poop? And I looked at my shoe. I'm like, there's nothing on my shoe. And then we realized it was Ozzy's paw prints, and we used a toothbrush to clean it out. But yeah, that was nasty. And especially in a studio, all those smells accumulate. So in a house, I've gotten compliments that my house smells good, so I'm very happy about that. I take out Ozzy's litter after every time he goes to the bathroom. Except, when I'm at work or when I'm sleeping, of course. But when he's around, I don't wait that long to take it out. But you got to wait a little bit because, hey, you can't just pick it right out because it's not going to be good for the litter. I love you, bro. You've truly been there when no one else has. I'm proud of you, bro. Thank you for enjoying this. How you doing, Trip Keeper? I'm doing pretty good, actually. I'm doing very good. Do you think we can get back up to 100 viewers again? I mean, I'm actually surprised we got this much so far, especially for just a Q&A. Also, if you guys want to know, if you guys didn't know, I do post about it a lot. If you guys don't keep up, me, Vivek, do a podcast now, almost every Sundays. For the past 3 Sundays, we'll be having a podcast. So this upcoming Sunday there will be a podcast where I have a special guest, Trip Whip, on there. Last Sunday we had someone that's known. Shout out to him. And he'll probably be on a lot more too. But it's a very good podcast. If you want to hear us just ramble, talk about bullshit like we are now, like here I am now, just go check that out every Sunday. I think it'll be early again, but usually we want to try to make it for 12 p.m. Eastern time, but we might have to do it early since Trip Whip his time schedule is like way. I think he's from Australia because it's like they already know the future. That's how far ahead they are. Do I like graffiti? Yeah, I can appreciate it. My mom hates it though. Every time we pass in Cleveland, she's like, she just like roll her eyes. But I think it looks kind of cool. I don't think it should be all over the place, but I do like it in some spots, like especially if it's meant to be there. But like, yeah, it does. In some areas where it shouldn't be, it kind of makes the area look bad. Which East Cleveland, yeah, there's a whole bunch of it. I don't know how many, like there's a lot of talented people over there. I don't know how many people did that shit. Like how many people are that good at graffiti art? That sounds so hard. Like if I spray painted something, best thing I could spray paint, motherfucker. The best thing I could spray paint would probably be a stick figure. Yeah, don't do Datura. I don't know who said that, but don't do Datura. Does the post office still drug test for weed, or advice to get a post office job? Currently a DoorDasher. Yeah, honestly, it's way better than DoorDashing. You'll make a lot more money. But no, it does not drug test for weed anymore. They stopped that like last year or 2 years ago. So yeah. Do I like sushi? I love sushi. Sushi is great. Is there a link somewhere for the Vivek Trip Keeper podcasts? Honestly, just go on my YouTube channel right now and go to my live section and you'll see all the episodes. There's 3 episodes of it. Just go there and yeah, you'll see it. Do you watch Chubby Emo's drug-related content? I actually watch his content in general. Yeah, he's very good. It'd be nice to do a collab with him one day, like a Benadryl thing. He's done a Benadryl video before. It'd be cool. Like, so maybe you have to do something else. But like, yeah, that'd be really cool to do something with him. That would just be like, because his videos are so interesting. I remember when he first came on the scene, he was one of my favorite YouTubers. I don't watch him as much now, but when I do watch him, I watch every second. It's a very, very good content he creates. Do you think cats are insanely in tune with the reality we cannot see? Yeah, I think just pets in general are, like especially dogs too. I think they see different realities, or they might see the past, the future. Like when they just run around, they got the zoomies and they're just looking at random shit. Like, are they looking at a figure? Are they looking at someone we can't see? Like, it's very creepy to think about, but yeah. Someone that's known needs a better mic on the podcast. Yeah, the reason it didn't sound good was because he used his phone, and yeah, so I'll have to make sure he uses mic next time. It did, because me and Vivek were both on mics, and it was like hard to, if you're listening to it goes very loud for him, and then it was quiet for us. So yeah, we'll have to make sure we're all on mics, because yeah, that was a little distracting there. But yeah, no, it was because he was using his phone. Do 40 Benadryl? Yeah, no. That'd be crazy. 40, 100 milligrammers. What's your scariest life experience sober? Oh, God. What is my scariest life experience sober? Probably finding out when I had no money in my bank account a couple years ago. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. After, even with the post office job, I literally got caught in bad. I had so many payments due at once, and my power turned off. And I had like negative $35 in my bank account, but luckily I'm way ahead of that. I have never been that low since then, but like, dude, that freaked me the fuck out. I was having since I had no air, it was hot, and I had to like sit in my car to like charge my phone, dude. It was horrible. I had to turn it back on, and after a day, luckily I was getting paid that next day, but just having that night without it, that was just very freaky. They could just turn off your power like that. We should all get free power. I think we take it for granted, power, but once it's all gone, like, ooh, that's something you definitely don't want to get rid of. I have not checked my phone since I started this. I'm on Do Not Disturb, so I'm sorry if anyone has messaged me. Ooh, I got a missed call. Oh my god. My cousin messaged me. Oh damn. Life as a YouTuber. I get so many Instagram notifications. It's you think it's nice to be like, "Oh my god, you're so popular," but it's like overwhelming at points most of the time. Yeah, bro, this is bad. It is bad. But I'm flattered by it though. I'm glad you guys can send me DMs, whatever. I just can't respond to every single one now. I used to be able to when I first started it, but now it's like it's become to the point where I can't respond to every single one. But I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Um. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, the cats know for sure. Just boof Benadryl and a melatonin gummy. Did you? Okay, so you boofed the melatonin gummy too. Do you have a girlfriend now? And what's your personal thoughts and opinion on relationships in general, just from your personal experience, of course? Yes, I do. Um, and my opinion on relationships, I think they could be very beneficial when it's really high up there, when it's really positive. It's like it's better than any kind of drug could give you. It's the best feeling ever when you both love each other at that same exact moment. Nothing beats that. Where you could just be so open with each other, and then you could just like embrace each other physically. Like you can't beat that experience. But when it's bad, when it's negative, you feel like you just had phenibut withdrawal times a million. That's what it feels like when you lose someone like that. Um, for me, I've only broken up with one girlfriend that I've had in the past. The others, they broke up with me. And the first one I did not take well at all. That was my first girlfriend. I was like, it was only 2 months too. I was like, why would you do this? I was like, oh my god, I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Why'd you do that? But no, I learned to take it better later on. And yeah, it's definitely an experience to go through a breakup. It's not fun. I don't recommend it. But yeah, breakups, they're just not fun experiences. Did you pass the driver's test first try? Actually, funny story. I literally passed by a point. The part I was worried about was the fucking maneuverability, but that's the part I aced. I got a complete 100% on that. But the part that I almost failed on was the driving. Like I was like, dude, what the fuck? What did I do wrong? I thought I was driving pretty good. But yeah, no, I passed, and that was a nice feeling. I don't know if they do that to scare you. Like, listen, you're off by a point, so watch out there. I don't know if they like did that on purpose, like if I was actually that bad, or they were just like, they just wanted to scare you to be sure, like, hey, you better be a good driver here. Um, let's see here. Never, uh, never do more than the recommended melatonin dose. Yeah, don't. The less you do, the more it'll affect you. So, yeah. What was your scariest experience while not sober? Yeah, I just answered that on the previously about how I just ran out of money and I was just freaking out the whole time. Yeah, it was very scary. Do your friends and family know about the channel? My friends know. I have a couple coworkers that know. Honestly, the whole office might know. I don't know how fast things spread. You definitely in office environments things spread quickly, so I'm sure everyone knows. And my family knows I have a YouTube channel, but they don't know what it is. My mom said she's afraid to look it up because one time she heard my GHB video playing and she thought that was me reading my experiences, and she was like worried because my cousin had just passed away from fentanyl after that, and she was like worried about like that I'm gonna be next. And I said, no, 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 mom, don't worry, I'm just reading experiences. Don't worry, I'm just reading bad experiences, that's all. And yeah, I don't think she believed me at the time, but yeah, now I hope she does. But yeah, she told her coworkers too at Amazon, and she said one of her coworkers actually watches me. That's crazy. So shout out them. So yeah, that's funny. YouTube is the place to go. It's crazy how you could just be a normal person. Like, I'm not normal. I'm definitely a weird guy, but like just living in Ohio in a most normal suburban white neighborhood, just having a YouTube channel while working at the post office, like, yeah, it's crazy with this many subscribers. I don't take it for granted. When I got terminated, I definitely was like, damn, I would kill to be able to talk to you guys right now. That's why when it did go down, my second channel was my main thing. I started posting my normal content on there. So if you haven't checked out my second channel, go check it out. It's just called The Trip Keeper. Go subscribe to it in case something else happens. Because that's where I was posting, and I was fully monetized on there still, but I just recently got remonetized on here, so that's good. Accepting memberships, and yeah, I have to pee pretty soon again. What we boofing tonight? We boofing Miller High Lives, buddy. Okay, we're getting more comments now. Oh yeah. That first breakup is always hard as fuck. Yeah, it's never not. Do you like any other beers besides Miller? I do, but I really wouldn't want to buy any. Like I do like Michelob Ultra. I like the one I don't like though is Dos Equis. I do not like Dos Equis. I like Modelo. I always Blue Moon was my favorite before Miller High Life became my favorite with an orange in it. That's refreshing. It's refreshing like this. So fun story. I have no tolerance for THC. I accidentally drank a root beer with 110 milligrams of THC in 2 minutes. I slept for 19 hours. Yeah, that'll do it. You're from UK? I always thought you're from US. No, I'm from United States. I'm stoned as fuck eating Skittles Tropical. I've never had Skittles Tropical. I just like the normal flavors. Like when they try to make alternate flavors to the regular brands, like why are you even trying to make it different? Just keep the original, bruh. What is your work at the post office? I am a letter carrier, so you see me delivering out there. What's the scariest drug story that's happened to someone you know? Like I said before, previously, someone else asked something similar. The one time when my friend smoked Agent Orange and his dad basically called the police on him, called the ambulance, and said basically to take him away. Yeah, that would be very, very terrifying. Bye, Trip Keeper. Have a good night. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Wait. You have a girlfriend. I hope she doesn't put the paper plates in the dishwasher like your wife. Yeah, no, she was a definite hoe. I hated my wife so much. If you guys don't know, I had a nagging bitch wife. Not really. It was just an inside joke on my second channel, but I'm glad you guys are still talking about it. Yeah, she was a hoe in my imagination. Yeah, she would always cause me problems, bruh. My fucking wife. All right. Let's see here. Why the fuck do I live in Ohio? I don't know. I was born here, and yeah, I'm forced to stay. I just got a Scrabble notification. See, Scrabble notifies me a lot. Like I don't know. They notify me way too much. We gotta look into that. And Zillow, too much for Zillow. Yeah, from Ohio. Coors Banquet. I have yet to try Coors Banquet. I should probably buy it. I actually didn't see the Miller High Life in the cooler today, so I was like, shit, I might have to buy Genuine Draft. I've only had Genuine Draft once, and I didn't really like it that much. I mean, I would drink it for sure. It's good, but it's just like since I'm so used to tasting Miller High Life, like it's hard to beat this, dude. It's just a beer, classic beer. Vape Vapes or cigarettes, they're both bad for you, but what do you think is worse of the two? Yeah, I think cigarettes are probably still worse, even though vapes can be very bad. But yeah, I think the problem is with vapes, we don't know what's going to happen later on. Like, they're still too young to know. Um, but yeah, cigarettes have freaking carcinogens in them, and they're very dangerous to smoke. So yeah, I'd say cigarettes are probably still worse. Although vapes are definitely not far behind. All right, but I'm going to go use the bathroom really quick again, check my phone, see what I missed. So I'll be back in like a minute or two. Don't go anywhere. Talk with each other in the chat. All right, I'm back. I didn't really pee that long, but I was just on my phone messaging someone, so I had to do that really quickly. I probably have this last beer here. Got to finish the second one though, really quickly here. Um, mm-mm-mm. Wow, we still got 77 people in here after me peeing. You guys are so amazing. Oh, Ozzy. Hey, you want to say hi, Ozzy? Yeah. Aww. Dude, you could tell he had a great nap. His fucking right eye is barely open. Ozzy, say hi to the viewers. Yeah, you want a beer? You want to read a Salvia trip report? Oh, he's licking himself. Oinky. Oinky, can I pick you up? I'm going to pick him up. He's not going to like it. Here, speaking to the mic, Oinky. Come on. He's shy when I pick him up, so I'm going to put him down. But, yeah. He'll meow now, though. Hi. I put him down, he starts meowing, but when I pick him up, he's like, what am I doing? Oh my God. His heart starts beating really fast. So I don't really like to pick him up that much, but yeah, he's very anxious. The best show to watch while high is your favorite show. Yeah, Sopranos is probably like the best thing to watch. Thoughts on shroom trips? I think they're very therapeutic, and they can also be very eye-opening. Now, eye-opening is a better word because like it could be a bad trip, so it could be very eye-opening to see how you can fix yourself. But yeah, I think if you use it right, you don't do too much of what you're given. It can be very, very therapeutic. Um, Oh yeah, no. When I drink beer, I pee like crazy, dude. I'm surprised I've only gone twice so far since I've been on here. Shout out my toilet. Yeah, my toilet is very, very, very strong. Most epic shroom review. If you guys didn't see my one, my nightmare mushroom trip from hell, that one was definitely the craziest one ever. Very scary. Beer of choice, Miller High Life. You already know this. We I'm the Miller High Life man. Like I said, if you're still here, spam the Miller High Life on Instagram and say sponsor Trip Keeper, sponsor Trip Keeper. You know, all caps, do it. If I don't see it on their post, I'm gonna be like, oh, what kind of audience did I raise here? Um, I still haven't seen Trailer Park Boys. I need to watch that though. Are you addicted or kind of addicted to something, substance or otherwise at the moment? You were addicted to a substance or something in the past, and how was your experience with it? If yes, I was kind of addicted to Phenibut. That's why I totally do not recommend it. And Kratom too. I do not recommend any of those. They may be legal, but they're not safe. They're not safe at all. So stay away from it. Positive when it was the experience was fun when I was in the middle of it, but when you don't have those things, oh my God, bro, it's like the worst feeling ever. So yeah, don't even try. Is it weird that this channel does better substance education than the classes I have to sit through in at the ambulance station? They should just start playing this channel. Yeah, hell yeah. I hear that a lot. Like this is like I get comments saying this is way better than Dare and shit. Like it's very cool. Like I like to know how many teachers watch this channel. There's got to be a couple. Like not college professors because that could be like very normal, but like actually like a middle school or high school teacher. That'd be really interesting. They're just like watching it while their kids are taking tests or something. I'm not much of a book reader, so I'm sorry. Why am I repeating? Because people are asking the same questions, so I gotta re-answer and make sure that everyone got it. Because I don't know who's new here and who's not, but I feel like most of you guys are the same, but I just want to say it just in case. Okay, let's. Have you ever tried crack? No, I haven't. Thank God. That sounds very, very bad. Like I don't. Crack is just, from what I've heard and seen, it just seems like the worst thing ever. Crack or meth? What's worse? Should I put a poll? Can I add a poll? Let's do this. What's worse? I think meth will probably be the answer, but hey, I don't know. If you guys have experiences with crack, then I'm going to unpin my message. Let's see what people have to say about it. Oh, wow. We got some votes on it. Meth, first one to choose. Yes. Ooh. Let's see here. Where is your profile pic from? I didn't make it myself. I used AI with it. Like I the first one I made was definitely mine, but then I put it I did a thing where I edited it and it came out very nice. It used to be different before where I made it myself, but this one, I found the skull online, but this one was just purely AI, this one. So I don't support AI, but like for my channel, my thumbnails, I think it's a very nice nice thing to have. How much wait. How much do you like to huff tonight? Oh, huff like so much, bruh. Meth is winning 63 to 37%. About what I expected. 31 votes. Damn. Oh, wait, I didn't hit end poll, did I? Okay, good. I think that guy said you're repeating because I've lagged for like 30 seconds to replay your voice a couple times. Yeah, probably. Worth? No, worse. At least meth lasts a long time. Never done meth. I've never done any hard drug. The hardest drug I've ever done was coke, and I didn't like it. I did it twice, and I'm like, what's the hype around this shit? And I'm glad I don't feel the hype. I'm forever grateful I don't feel the hype around cocaine or nicotine, because I could definitely be addicted to those substances right now, but I'm not, and I'm forever grateful for it. They prescribe meth, but not crack. Yeah, they remember when it was legal. Well, I wasn't around for it, but it was legal at one point. Fucking Nazis did it just to fucking get through the world wars. What's your opinion on oxycodone? I've never done it, I think, but my friend did it after he got his wisdom teeth pulled, and he said he felt so good. And it was only like a 5 milligram one with the acetaminophen. So yeah, that shit got him strong. But I feel like if I did it, I'd probably have to do more than 5 milligrams because I would need more. But I don't. That's why I don't like opioids. I think opioids just need to go away. But they're not going to. They're going to keep on coming in, and they're going to sell them, and people are going to die, and then they'll be like, all right, well, I can actually put fentanyl in here, and I can put a little bit, and I can save so much money by selling these pressed pills. And I'm going to kill an innocent person's daughter or son or whatever. Fucking assholes. Fuck fentanyl dealers. The jaw-dropping terror of smelling farts. Yes. It's very terrifying. Coke is very popular as a party drug in UK. It is generally socially acceptable, whereas meth is not at all. No, yeah, it's the same way here. Coke is just like, oh, you doing coke? Yeah, I'm doing coke. Like meth is definitely not socially acceptable. I don't think it's ever has been. I don't know what it was like when it was legal. Like I don't know how people perceived it back then. I didn't research into it, but yeah, meth heads, you notice them, Just go to r/meth and you'll see just the unhinged posts on there. Most of them are just like horny people looking for sex. Like I just saw a post on there the other day. Some guy was posting himself shirtless, be like, "Yo, what's up? I'm a shirtless man." When did you start doing YouTube? When I started doing this channel, before this channel became Tales from the Trip, that was 2013. But when I started doing these videos, it was 2019. Lemmy is so base for doing meth in the studio. I didn't know that. Yeah, no wonder he That's the way to get through Motorhead for sure. That shit sounds like it's on meth, honestly, in a good way. All right, we got 40 votes. Meth is clearly the winner, so we'll end it. It's not crack is not gonna make it come back. Yeah, look at that. 64 to 34. Great math. That is not 100%. How is that even possible? 64 to 34. That's like, that's not. I don't know why YouTube does that. They did it on my community poll one time too, where they got the math wrong. I don't know. It has to be. That's because that's 98. So the other 98%. Hippie crack. Yeah, I've never done that either, but a lot of people love it. All right. Let's see here. I'll probably be on the live for like 30 minutes, maybe less, maybe till 9:30. I'd say. I think that's a good time to end it. So yeah, let's get some questions. Let's get some good ass questions. Because I can actually look, and Ozzy's using the litter box. Yeah, just ask away for anything. I don't care what it is. I mean, not like a bad question, but yeah, like just ask away. I'm ready to answer. I'm in the mood for it. I'm on my third beer. It's great. It's a great time to live in the Trip Keeper land. How much experience do you have with research chemicals? Recently, I've had a lot of experience with it. With 2CB, it was a very nice psychedelic to me. I like it, but overall, no, I haven't had too much experience with it. But yeah, like I said, the past couple weeks, I've been dabbling in 2CB. I do like 2CB, but you do have to wait for it to do it again, because it wasn't as strong as when I did it the first time. I did 23 and then I did 30, and I almost didn't feel it for a while, but then it finally came on. I was watching the Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, and I didn't even realize it, because I actually fell asleep after I took it. I was so tired, and then I was up for like 3 to 4 hours. So yeah. It definitely hit finally, but yeah, I was like, damn, this is not gonna work. Are you aware of deep sleep? Yes, I am. I honestly probably get into deep sleep every fucking night. Ever had tramadol? I did after surgery once. Holy shit. That's my experience. I don't know. I didn't feel too much from it. I felt something. Like, you feel something from it for sure, but I didn't care for it. Do ba da boo ba do ba do ba do ba do ba do. Yeah, Joel didn't wrong. I get your joke. Yes, it was a good joke. Wait, because every time I scroll down, it fucks up where I was at. Have you ever heard of the any gray market hardcore pre-workouts? No, I haven't. Also, someone asked about what I thought of pre-workouts. Yeah, I've never taken them before, but I'm sure they work very well for when you're pre-workouting, workouting. What is that? What's that term? That's not a real word. Drug of choice. I do love my stimulants. I do love my Vyvanse. Vyvanse is definitely fun. Imagine Tales from the Trip live. Like, actually add a fucking, like, actual arena, or a fucking, inside a building and just reading live trip reports. I would definitely do that. I saw, actually one time that there's this YouTuber. I don't know if you guys are familiar with creepypasta YouTubers, but which one is he? Is he Mr. Creepypasta, or is he... It's not Creeps McPasta, that guy. I like that guy. He's one of my favorite narrators of all time. He's very animated with his voice. Like, you know exactly who he is. I think it's Mr. Creepypasta. Let me just look it up. I forgot that I have a computer in front of my fucking face. Make sure this is the right one. Oh yeah, that's him. Yeah, Mr. Creepypasta. He did that shit. I think he wore like a baklava, or is it baklava, whatever the fuck. Um, and he read a trip report. I could see myself doing that. Oh, he read a story, not trip report. I'm just mixing the two in between. But yeah, that was really cool to see that. That'd be fun. It would be really fun to do. What are your 4 to 5 favorite series besides Sopranos? I watched The Sopranos myself 6 times already. Wow, congrats! I need to rewatch it pretty soon again, even though I just finished it like a couple months ago again. Fourth time. But yeah, first time I watched it was 2022, and I've seen it 4 times already. The series I like Seinfeld. My grandpa always had it playing, so I had to watch it. I've probably seen Seinfeld like fucking how many times? They're always replaying. Um, and I did like Breaking Bad a lot. It wasn't as good as Sopranos to me, but I could see why people think it's better. It's just not as deep as Sopranos. Like everything they give you in Breaking Bad is just in your face, and they don't let you dive deep into what the meaning is. Like they just tell you straight up, and that ruins the fun of it. That's why I like Sopranos. That's why I like the ending of it. It's just it's up to your imagination. Like you know what happened, but at least you could still think about it, because there's so many clues. There's just so much. I just like being able to think like that. That's why Sopranos is the best show ever, and nothing will ever be topped above that. 2CB is goated for sure. Yeah, it is definitely goated. TFTT time psych substance when? I don't know. He's got to give me a call. Tell him to give me an email or shoot me a text. Whoa, damn. Damn, there's a lot of messages since then. Holy crap. What's your 4 to 5 top favorite movies ever? I actually made a video on that on my second channel. Go watch. Just go to my second channel and you'll see it. Top 5 or top 50 greatest films ever. But yeah, Goodfellas, Halloween. I think Coraline was in there. I forgot the other two, but yeah, just go. I describe every movie, why it's at that level, and yeah, it took me a lot of time to actually do it. It's over a 2-hour video, so if you want to go watch that after this is over, it's actually if you like movies, go watch that. It's like I said, on my second channel, you'll see it. It's the only movie video on there. Face reveal. There's a face reveal on Instagram, and I also posted same thing on YouTube. What's it like work at the post office? I actually interviewed with them yesterday, but totally out of left field. I got a job working for Gordon Ramsay today. What the fuck? You got a job for working for Gordon Ramsay? That's crazy. Honestly, if you're actually working with Gordon Ramsay, like the actual guy, and not like the restaurant that he has that is like $90 for a sirloin, I don't know. Post office is definitely a good option. I like it. I just like being able to walk outside, but yeah, it can be hard at times, but there's not a job that isn't hard. So what are your thoughts on SARMs or even steroids? I don't approve of them. No, yeah, Mr. Nightmare is he's my most influential YouTuber ever. His voice is the best. It'll never be topped, that one. Even back in his old videos, I listened to his old videos, like his old voice was, it was superb, but now it's like, you evolve with it. Like my voice sounds way different than it did when I first started doing this because I actually have it down now, so I can actually like slowly transition into such a trip keeper type voice. Hello and welcome to the world of tales from the trip. Yeah, I can master that shit down. That could be my OnlyFans, though. I can fucking send people recordings of me reading whatever the fuck they want. You should see how many fucking messages I've gotten saying, oh my, I'm not going to say what they said, but yeah, it's very graphic. Are you a fan of Shrouded Hand? Yes, I am. I love Shrouded Hand. We're actually friends online. He was in one of my videos, my Salvia videos. If you go look up Salvia stories with me, the Shrouded Hand was in that from 2 years ago, I think it was. So yeah, yeah, he's a good guy. I like Shrouded Hand. Shrouded Hand, Disturbin, TFTT, Creepy. Yes, that's a good combination. How long did you do benzos for? I did honestly I don't remember. It was a while though. I did it periodically, and then there's a time where I was doing them a lot. And like, yeah, that was probably a span of like a year. I remember. I have photos of me just, dude, you got that benzo look, like your eyes are just closing and you're just so high. Yeah, it's horrible. Boopity boopy. I have asthma and brought Bronchade. Found it has ephedrine in it. I was tweaked out. LOL. So I returned and got my 1677 back. Yeah, Bronchade does have ephedrine in it. It's very. You can go. Say you have. I don't know if you don't need a prescription, but if you say you got like bronchitis or something, you got asthma. I don't know. I don't know how you can get it, but if there's a lenient pharmacist, I'm sure there's probably a possibility. But I wouldn't want to do ephedrine and something like that. I'd rather do the plant ephedra because it has the natural chemical in it. I got a piece. It's been real fan, very fun live stream. Thanks TFTT. No problem, bro. Thank you for joining us. You'll watch it for sure. Thank you. What type of mic you using, dog? I am using it's a Shure, SHURE. I think it's like a MV7 or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's like yeah, it was $300. Like I bought this last year, I think. Yeah, probably around this time last year, or maybe it was the end of 2022. I got it, and yeah, it's a very nice mic. But yeah, I'm recording in my living room right now, so I record my videos. If you guys didn't know, I record them in the closet. I stand up and do them. I used to bring my chair and sit because it's a bar stool swivel chair. Like it has back support to it. But now I just stand and do it. I feel like it's better. Like I just don't like to sit for long periods of time. So yeah, I do that, and the sound, is all compressed in that area with the clothes and everything in there, so it helps in the closet. I need to get like those foam that I can get on the wall. That would be nice too. What about Corpse Husband? I've never watched his videos, but I have seen him before. I know he's got a very iconic voice. You ever smoke cigars? I did a couple times. Not a big fan. Just working under one of his restaurants, but I get to meet him in July, so that will be dope. Besides, it's good for the resume. Yeah, that is actually. I mean, if you're working for, I mean, that's a very good job to get. So you must be pretty good at making food. So tell him I said hello. When was the last time you pissed yourself? Ooh, that's a tough one. When was the last time I pissed myself? I've definitely had piss come out of me after I've been done pissing, but that doesn't count. It might have been that Hawaiian Baby Wood Roast trip from 2016. Yeah, that I pissed myself and it felt so good. Did not regret it at all. World's best mailman. Hell yeah. When's the last time you got shit-faced drunk? Ooh, had to be a couple months ago probably. I haven't had liquor in a while. I've just been drinking beer. Like I don't like, liquor is just so powerful. It gets you so fucking drunk. With beer, you can like slowly get to that level and you won't even get that much because you're like, all right, well, I gotta pee. And it just, yeah, like with liquor, oh my God, you just get straight to that drunkenness. And Ozzy's back. You on the table, Ozzy? Yeah. You want to read some trip reports? All right, don't walk on the keypad, please. Don't walk on the keypad. What do you want to say, huh? What do you want to say? Yeah. What's your favorite color? Brown? His favorite color is brown. It was red before, but now it's brown. Why is brown your favorite color? Oh, he's actually, like, most of his colors are brown, so that's probably why. Hey. He's like, wow. He's sniffing the beer. He wants some beer. 60 degrees here. Shrouded Hand is so hot. Yeah, I guess I've actually never really seen his face, but his voice is very, very sexy. I shit you not. I'll tell him that you said hello for you just because I'm a huge fan of shit. Dude, that'd be great, dude. He just like starts commenting on my shit, like, "Yo, I got Gordon Ramsay. This content is absolutely dreadful." I wonder how many drugs he's done. He's probably done a lot. He probably does coke all the time. He definitely does. So to act like that, I mean, honestly, maybe he hasn't done anything. His ego's very big, dude. He's got a big fucking ego. But that's why we love him. That's why we love him. Yeah, Ozzy's the GOAT. Ozzy, you the GOAT. You hear that? People are calling you the GOAT. What are you going to say about that? Say something. Yeah. Oinky, meownky, oinksy, smonky, smonky. I call him a bunch of different names. He is so cute. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And when I'm done with this live stream, I'm probably just going to cuddle with him in my bed. And yeah, enjoy the night. Aw, my little oinky. Yes. I'm scratching under his chin. Yes, you little baby. What kind of people are your parents? Fun fact, did not have a dad growing up. Left for milk, never came back. And when he did come back, he brought 2% back. No, but yeah, my dad was non-existent. And my mom was a very loving mother. She's an extreme worrywart, but if it shaped me the way I am today, I'm very thankful for it, even though I have OCD, and ADHD, and yeah, that aligns with each other basically, and that the OCD causes my anxiety. I think that's where most of my anxieties come from, is just the compulsiveness of it. What's your favorite country in the world? I wish I visited more than just the U.S., but U.S. is definitely not my favorite. I would love to visit Switzerland and Japan. Like, I feel like those would be really, really good. Execution method of choice. It depends who it is. If it's someone who's evil, you got to do the rat dungeon, where you have them in a dungeon and they just release the rats. Ozzy, you're sitting on my phone charger. Oh boy. Can you sit up really quickly so I can put my phone through it? Oh. Oh, now he's getting up. He's leaving. I didn't want you to leave. Yeah. I know. Hold up, really. I'm checking my phone. Doop-a-da-doop. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up here pretty soon, I think. But thank you all so much for coming on here. I really appreciate it. If there's not, let's get some last questions out, and then we'll go. I think it's a good 2.5 hour episode. I think that's a very, very good thing. I wonder if I can I go in here and put the live in there and I want to put the links to the trip reports in there, because I don't want to keep it open, the tabs. Yeah, I'm very thankful for you guys. I'm definitely gonna make this a more. It's gonna happen more with these Q&As. I want to do this more, since I can just easily. It's so easy to do it, dude. Also, if you haven't seen the new video, go check it out. The huffing gasoline one. It's a very, very, very interesting video. Anytime there's anything involving gasoline or huffing inhalants, it is a very good video. You already know it's going to be like that. My last 3 videos got fully monetized. Hell yeah, bruh. Hell yeah. All right, let me write trip reports I read. The only reason I'm putting this in the description box is because if I were to want to read this for the channel, and I already saw that I did, so that I don't read it again, because yeah, I don't. That's why I always keep track of this shit. I don't want to read the same thing. Now, if another YouTuber read it, that's not my problem. I'll read it. But if I read it before, of course I'm not going to read it again. Unless it was like, I want to think about reading older videos and you doing my new voice with them. But yeah. Best Monty Python movie, probably Life of Brian, I'd say. But Holy Grail, I've seen that movie so many times. Is that the obvious answer? I didn't have a dad too. He cheated on my mom with another woman, then divorced her after 11 years of marriage when I was 3.5 years old, and my mother was pregnant with my brother and then married. Yeah, fucking horrible. Some dads can be horrible. Some moms can be horrible. Both goes the same way, but dads are definitely, they seem to be the more of the gender that goes away. But yeah. Do you think drugs have caused permanent damage in your cases? And if so, what drugs were they? Yeah, I think acid caused my HPPD. I definitely see it. I don't know though, but I'm not for certain. Excuse me. Yeah. Dude, this beer is just so fucking good. All right, I'm gonna take one more question and then I'm gonna go. So I'm just gonna, whatever you want to ask, say whatever you want, and then we're just gonna end it here. I think it's a good time to end a little bit before 9:30. 59 people are watching now, so I can't imagine how my one YouTuber I watch, Tom Grossi, he's going to do a 24-hour live stream. Of course, he's going to hit the donation. It's going to happen. So he knows he's going to do it. But yeah, doing a 24-hour live stream sounds horrible. Yeah, oh my God. Like, it's fun to live stream for this amount of time, but just to do it and constantly just be talking and talking, like, that sounds very difficult. What kind of beer? Miller High Life. The first gas huffing story scares me because it's just someone getting into it, and we've heard how it goes so many times. Yeah. It's very scary that people do it. Why do you always use the most anxiety-inducing screensavers in ambience? Because I want you to be like, I want you to be safe with these drugs that you do, because even if you do them, I want you to do them safely. Like, not only is it my job to entertain you, but it's also my job to show safe practices, not misinforming or doing anything. But all of our body chemistry is different, and we'll react differently. A lot of people have the same reactions, but then there will be people that have a completely different reaction, and like, wow, that didn't even happen to me. Like, I'm not allergic to anything that I know of. But other people have peanut allergies. Other people are allergic to bees. Like, so if he's allergic to bees, that must mean I'm allergic to bees, right? So that's where that argument comes up. Like, if you say the story is fake or it's misinforming because that didn't happen to me, that's literally how you sound. Like, that person got stung by a bee and is gonna die because he's allergic. But for me, I got stung by a bee and I'm fine because I'm not allergic. But so you expect me to die like him too, or what? Like, just think about how stupid you're sounding. Do I have carpet? No, I don't. I'm glad I don't. But yeah, all right. I think let's see. All right, we'll end with the ketchup or mayo question. Mayo. I think I use mayo a lot more than I do ketchup, but ketchup not bad. I watch you since you had 10K subscribers and watch all your videos like ever. Yeah, thank you so much for that too, and thank you for being on the live. But yeah, we're gonna end it here. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll be on soon, I think, next couple weeks, and also check out the podcast me and Vivek have. It's gonna be this Sunday. We have it almost every Sunday. The past couple Sundays we've had it, but sometimes we might have to space it out if we need to. But it's becoming a very regular thing, so we might honestly just fit it into our schedule to do it every Sunday. I'm always free on Sunday, but I always try to make videos. That's my video making day. But if I can make a video before that after work on like a Saturday, I can easily do it, not have to worry about it. But yeah, just go look out for that. And like I said, thank you so much for coming on here, and we'll be back next time. Yeah, go watch my videos. Go check out my second channel, or go watch whatever you want. Watch whatever you want right now. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but just